combined for 100.
And Milwaukee has continued their domination of the Kings, winning for a 14th consecutive time, dating back a little over 7 years. The final score is 133-124.
The Kings will have another opportunity to get back in the win column tomorrow night in Chicago. It was a big day for the 49ers as NFL free agency opened up yesterday. San Francisco continued to bolster their already league-leading defense by adding Eagles defensive tackle Javon Hargrave to a 4-year, $84 million deal, including $40 million guaranteed, and finding some quarterback insurance as former number 3 overall pick Sam Darnold signed a 1-year deal with the team. Jimmy Garoppolo has found a new home as he'll be the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders next season, agreeing to a 3-year, $67.5 million deal. You can catch up on all the latest NFL free agency news at SactownSports.com. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Do you think when Cattles and Rami have a conversation off air, it's like, hey, Rami, how's your day?
It's going great. How's yours?
Oh, it's been fantastic.
What?
Like, you and I both every morning look at each other, and we have to take the headphones away from our ears and turn everything down.
I think at this point I should remember that.
Same.
But I'm not smart.
But it's also like
Dunk.
5 a.m. something when we're doing it. We're
Good
not.
point.
Woof. I mean,
It's our coffee.
I would actually pay. Are there still ear doctors that do house calls? I would pay to have an ear doctor come here and examine them both on the air.
House call.
Housekeeping, telegram.
You're that clever land shark.
It's still one of the best. It still makes me laugh every time the shark comes in the door. It's so stupid.
No, I'm not.
That's right. That's Jason Ross. I'm Carmichael Dave. J. Mars in the other room. And hey, look, fisticuffs.
The Kings are fighting. See?
Yeah, see, they're fighting. Yeah. Boy, no one's going to mess with us, right? No one's going to mess with us. We are the Sacramento Kings. Be careful, though. There's a quick turnoff from the road to being darlings of the NBA in a small market to being the NBA's most hated team. Just ask the Grizzlies. Can't go Grizzlies. Never go Grizzlies.
Don't take that turn off.
No, do not take that turn off. I said this last night. I think Brooke Lopez called him Kevin Lyles. Yeah, I think he's still.
Those are fighting words.
Yeah. Yes. Kings ain't no punks. Kings ain't no punks. Welcome in. Some live and local service here. If you haven't already been listening or hearing, this isn't, we don't do goofy weather stuff. If you have stuff outside that can blow away, please put it inside. I'm hoping I get you before you leave the house.
Oh, they're going to say kiss it goodbye.
Yeah, dude. Gusts to 55 miles per hour in the Sacramento area. Gusts, the busts. Yeah, it's this atmospheric river, man, just needs to be a pond. It needs to go away. I'm saying that, and I love rain, and I love cloud, and I love cool weather.
Cloud. I love lamp.
And tomorrow and the day after is supposed to be sunny, and in the
Wait.
Yes.
What word did you just say?
Sunny.
Okay.
Sunny. It's supposed to be sunny.
I will say this, over the last couple of days with the rain it's been warmer.
It has. It has been.
Enjoyed that.
Noticeably warmer.
But yeah.
Tomorrow and Thursday, it's supposed to be 63 degrees both days and perfectly sunny.
Sun's out, guns out.
Not even a cloud. Just It's all sun.
Okay.
Look at a whole sunshine.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that little feller in a while.
But then cloud, rain, and then sunny next Thursday. So my thing is this. Gusts to 55 miles per hour, and it's going to start picking up here Well, it already is starting to pick up. Between now, gusts are at 28 miles an hour at 6:05. Between now and 10:58 a.m., they're going to go from that to 53 miles an hour. And then, hey, weather report, everybody. From 10:45-ish all the way until 2:15, 55 miles an hour was sustained. 26. And the thing is, little personal note here. Remember my backyard got trashed?
Yes, everything was in the pool.
Yeah, we just got everything back up.
Oh no.
Now we did screw down the gazebo that got thrown.
Okay.
Like it's anchored, but boy, there's gonna be a testing today.
Yeah.
So dogs inside.
Well, I'm glad I fastened on my extra adhesive for my toupee.
Tom Bailey, you have an invisible toupee?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Yeah, it's after the show. I don't use it for YouTube.
Kansas City Tom Bailey said that he was filling a duck bowl with water and there was a blue jay chirping at him the other day. And so he took the metal bowl and he tossed it up at the blue jay to try to scare it away, and it landed on his roof where it is right now. And his hope is that the wind will blow the metal bowl back down because it looks kind of trashy.
Heaven forbid go up and get it.
Heaven forbid.
And he missed the bird.
Yeah, and that's what I told him. I was like, Tom, did you think at any point you were just going to hit the bird?
Yeah.
Did you really think that?
That's why he's a good fisherman.
We got a lot to talk about today.
Yes, we do.
And it's strange because we're going to be talking about a loss, and there's going to be all kinds of fan rolling in today. There's going to be fan that enjoys, because yesterday was also kind of a national media coming out day for the Kings. Like a lot of praise. We played the Kendrick Perkins thing towards the end of the show. Well, there's JJ Redick, there's Bill Simmons and Ryan Russillo, and we've got sound for you there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they lose the Bucks, and there's a skirmish. And now you're going to get fan that says there's no moral losses. We're past that. You're going to get fan that says I'm proud of this team and that effort. You're going to get fan that says there's no place in the sport for fighting. Then you're going to get fan that says, Trey Lyles did his thing. I'm going to challenge some people too. I want to try to reverse what happened last night and see how people are going to feel, because I think there's going to be a lot of fan bias too, which is fine. And also, I learned this yesterday that don't mess with the mill, according to Twitter.
Meek?
Just one L.
Oh.
They got on Twitter and the mill. Don't mess with the mill. It's like, you're Milwaukee. Like Haas and Pfeffer Incorporated?
Yeah. We're going to do it.
Could you imagine if we said, don't mess with the sack?
Right. Which sounds
really great.
like you just got done with a vasectomy. Like, I understand that. So today I'd like us all to participate in what people from the mill would do to you if you messed with them. And my thought would be throw beer and
Brats,
high cholesterol at your face.
Yeah, maybe some cheese heads.
Right. Cheese curds. Yeah, the mill. Super intimidating. In the meantime, leading off right now, please.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
There will be no beam lighting tonight in Sacramento. And Milwaukee has continued their domination of the Kings, winning for a 14th consecutive time, dating back a little over 7 years. The final score is 133-124. The Bucks with a big push at crunch time, getting the job done.
Hey, the Kings lose to the Bucks. 133. Well, according to this, 133 to 234. That's actually what it says. Final call: Bucks 133, Kings 234. That would have
covered the spread.
That would have been exciting.
Yeah, and the over.
The Bucks were favored by 2 yesterday going into that game. They actually end up covering, so that's kind of neat. 133-124 is your final. And Jason, I know there's raw meat eating, don't put fruit in my beer, lifted truck, American flag listener out there that's like, there's no such thing as moral laws. We're past that. I don't know why I'm doing Sling Blade, but I am. Best loss of the year.
Okay.
I hated losing.
Sure.
It sucks. I wanted to win. Best loss of the year.
If we label these before you play them as statements or measurement games, if anybody watched that game and thought the Kings don't belong, I don't know what you're watching.
That's exactly right.
And so I don't know if we're doing semantics. I'm not saying moral loss. I'd left that going, Okay, Milwaukee had a pretty special game, as did the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Last 5 minutes, the Bucks were better, and keep it moving. Go on to the next. If you play like that on this upcoming road trip, you'll do just fine. That's a great team they played.
So it's if healthy, it's them and the Suns. I think.
They might be hoisting the trophy.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I even liked some of the little subtle things that were in the postgame that we'll hear later. Like, well, if we meet him again, I went, wait, if you meet him again, that's you talking about the finals?
Yeah.
Like, sure. Yes.
The YouTube chat's doing a thing about me saying moral loss. Let me explain. There was no victory. I get the saying. I call it moral loss.
Yeah.
They lost.
Yeah.
But there was we all had morals in there.
Yeah.
We learned things.
Well, and again, let's take it when you lose a game. Is it close? Do you belong? Were you awful?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't put it in that category. Were you embarrassed? No. I mean, none of those things happen. There are things to clean up.
Sure.
It's not like it's all rosy, but I think for a large part of the game, you're going, this is good basketball, the Kings belong.
Large part of the game, Kings were leading.
Yes.
Kings had a nice double-digit lead going for what they have, 14, I think?
I think 14 or 15,
14
and
or 15.
their best player was a problem, and then their other really good players got involved, and it became too much for them to overcome.
I'll say, I said this last night, and I'll say it many times during the show. I do believe Nikola Jokic will win MVP, and he deserves it. Embiid will finish second again, but I'll take Giannis over both.
He's awesome. He is such a problem, and especially for the Kings.
He's an alien from outer space.
Yeah.
There's just no way to guard this guy.
Which that sounds unfair. Should he be tested?
Yes. Like Giannis Antetokounmpo is like what Inspector Gadget would have been if he played basketball.
Yeah.
Just you're like, oh, well, he's 12 feet away from the basket and he's spinning right now. What is he going to do? Oh my God, he dunked it.
Yeah. How did he reach the rim?
How did he reach the rim?
Like he could pickpocket you from here.
Yes. He steals second without leaving first.
Yeah.
He should have been a baseball player. We'll take a break. When we come back, we got a lot to get to today, too, including a huge signing for the San Francisco 49ers at quarterback. And then another guy, too. Also, accolades for the Sacramento Kings, not just by the national media, but also actual awards as well. But when we get back, let's hear some sound from the game itself. Little skirmish yesterday we'll get to for sure. We're right back here on Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports is your new home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Let's go Niners! Yeah!
Debo,
10! Debo! Touchdown!
McCaffrey.
I'm just proud to be a 49er.
CMC!
Mike! Kittle.
And it is caught by George Kittle again.
They all live here. Sactown Sports, your official home for 49ers football in the 916.
2 minutes left. Hands up. No fouls. Yes. Great job. Timeout. Hello, Sacramento, and all you listeners, it's Doug Christie here for the Good Feet Store. Did you know that when your feet are not properly supported, your whole body can become misaligned, causing pain in your feet, knees, hips, or back? Good Feet arch supports are designed to support all four arches of the foot, placing the feet in their ideal pain-relieving position and aligning the body from the feet up. Good Feet arch supports come in a wide range of over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes, so customers can be precisely fit with the arch supports that meets their personal needs. It's one reason why Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet Store. Visit the Good Feet Store now for a free personalized arch support fitting and then take them for a walk. Experience for yourself the pain-relieving comfort, balance, and support of Good Feet. In Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Sabonis already has 3 assists in this ballgame. Here's a steal by De'Aaron Fox. Took it away from Holiday. Races up the floor. Got Lopez to beat. Pivots. Feeds it out to a trailing Barnes, and Harrison knocks down the three-pointer. And Mike Budenholzer is going to take a timeout. But now he is unhappy with Grayson Allen greeting him in the free throw lane with an earful. Kings lead 14-6. They've made 4 of 7 from distance.
Fast forward to the fourth quarter. The guy Red Velvet we'll be talking to later. He was on fire.
Circles in the paint, kicks it out to Red Velvet. Sidesteps the defender, launches for 3, scores the 3. That's the fourth one in 6 attempts for Kevin Herter. Tied at 95. They regained the lead at 98-95. Herter trying to tie it back up. And he does! From the deep right wing, Kevin Herter with his 5th three-pointer. It's the 10th time this season that he's had a game with 5 or more made triples. Fox, who has 27 points tonight, along with 8 boards and 3 assists. Gives to Sabonis. Now to Herter. He'll try again for 3. He scores again from downtown. Well, they didn't get the last one that he made because of the offensive foul that was called on Sabonis. This time he nails it. Herter has got himself a 20-point ball game. Fox to Sabonis, right elbow this time. Dribble handoff to Herter. He's ready to launch again. Can he do it again? You bet he can! Kevin Herter lighting the lamp from downtown for the 7th time tonight. 14 in the quarter, 25 in the game. Kings take the lead. Here's Middleton, shaking, up fake, draws the foul. Shot hangs on the rim and it teeters in.
Well, there's more to this game. The Bucks outscored the Kings 43-37 in the fourth. That was just a
great quarter.
It really was. And, you know, they held the Bucks to, 53 points in the first half. That did not shake out in the second half as the Bucks scored 80.
Yeah.
80 points in the second half. They outscored the Kings 80-62. And that is obviously the difference. And I think that's what Mike Brown's probably going to talk with them about. That, listen, the Bucks did some good things, but you can't give up 43 in the fourth.
Yeah, I think it was the first quarter, if I'm remembering right, when Giannis was already going off, had 15. No one else had more than 2.
Yeah.
And so as the game's going along, it's like, you know what? Maybe the game plan, I mean, you're not giving Giannis his points, but if he goes for 60, 65,
right,
and no one else kind of gets going, then maybe that's a recipe. But I think as it went along, Giannis never slowed down.
No.
And then here came Lopez and Middleton. Like, I think that's really when they became unguardable. So credit to them. To me, I feel like it's a team that won a championships, played a ton of games together. Yeah. And like I said before, Dave, I don't feel like I left that game going, man, the Kings don't belong with these guys. I thought they played great. A few things needed to be better. And if that happens, we're talking about probably their best win of the season. Instead, it's a loss against a really, really good team.
And a really phenomenal defensive team that was playing on all cylinders last night. This was not, they didn't catch Milwaukee napping. This wasn't an off night for the Bucks. Honestly, Bucks play like that against the Warriors. They beat the Warriors by 25.
Well, you asked the question yesterday, and as it happened, I go, maybe I should have changed my answer. I'm like, bring on Giannis. I want to, but a part of it was to see how they could play against him. And I mean, you look, he might be one of the most difficult covers in the league, but I thought the Kings had zero for him. I mean, just nothing. They let him catch the ball too deep. He would drive, and like you said earlier, like if he just gets to the paint, I mean, it's a stretch, and he's at the rim. So I told Henry during one of our post-game segments, I said, look, this might be just totally backwards thinking, but nothing worked. Could you try Fox or Mitchell on him? My only reasoning was he does put it on the floor once.
Yeah.
They're down. Like, he's going to score over him.
Sure.
But like that one dribble, could they bother that? But he's so good with all, I don't know. Kings didn't have anything for him.
I like the zone look.
Yeah.
And I've been liking the zone look the Kings have been pulling out when they do. Mike Brown knows when to use it. I'd love to see their splits when they do go zone. It just seems to, it's like when you bring in a lefty in baseball. It just seems to, or you switch to southpaw in boxing. It seems to confuse the other team a little bit and stop them down. But you're right. Giannis was Giannising. There's no doubt about that. Also, Giannis hitting both his threes. That's kind of where you knew you were in trouble.
Yeah, and the first half, I want to say the Kings had 2 free throw attempts for the Bucks. That's it. And Giannis, sometimes he averages about 12 free throw attempts a game. The Bucks as a team got to the line way more in the second half, and they were pretty aggressive. Kings were in the penalty quite a bit. So tough night. But now you go, hey, Giannis, can you play tonight when you're in Phoenix? Because the Kings could use some help from you tonight.
The Kings out-rebounded the Bucks. They out-rebounded them on the offensive boards 15-5. They out-assisted them 31-29. There's your magic assist number. The turnovers, the Bucks had 12. The Kings had 9.
Yeah.
And
those are winning numbers.
The Kings had twice as many steals, 42. They are winning numbers.
Yeah, and they scored on a top 5 defense, got to 122 again. So every game over the break, over 100, over 120. They didn't shoot 50%. I think they were – the Bucks were definitely letting the Kings shoot threes. And
yes, they were.
The Kings nearly match their franchise record where they hit 21?
21 of 50. That's a 42% clip. You'll take that as a team. I mean, they've done better for sure, but 42% on 53 pointers is pretty darn good. That's why it's like the moral loss. So they're not going to, I'm not going to put any limitations on this team because of what they've done. But in my humble opinion, and I think most would share this, they're not going to win a title this year. They're not a title contender. Right. But I think what they did is they proved that they are right. You know, if your first tier is like Phoenix went with Durant, Milwaukee, Denver, Boston. Philly, Boston.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then it gets to that next part, like if it's that team of destiny or something weird, like a lot of injuries have happened. So now let's say Durant doesn't come back or something happens to him or Chris Paul, which just you keep playing like this, you put yourselves in position to do something pretty special, which they're already doing right now.
They are. And sorry to everybody. We having a YouTube issue.
Oh, hey.
It's currently zoned in on my baggy, droopy eyes. Okay, there we go. It's out. We'll get to the fight. What? Excuse me. I'm sorry. We'll get to the kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle. I like that.
We'll get to the kerfuffling in a couple segments.
Yeah.
But a quick note on it.
With the mill?
With the mill.
You mess with the mill, you get grinded. You get grinded.
Somebody, that's well done, Jay. Somebody on Twitter last night was like, that's what happens when you mess with the mill.
You mess with the mill, you get grinded. You get grinded.
The mill? What is the? I've never heard the mill. Like, dude, they're a cute little town in Wisconsin. You're in Wisconsin. I'm not saying there's not tough streets and stuff in any big. I get it, but the mill, fear the deer. The mill is coming to get
mess
you.
With the mill, you get grinded. You get grinded.
We'll take a break. Trey Lyles, team enforcer. Who thought it? Who thunk Trey Lyles?
Hey, people wanted dogs.
Well, there you go. Don't call him Kevin. We'll take a break. When we come back, big, for reals, big signing, like physically also, big signing for the San Francisco 49ers. Not only do they gain talent, but they pull it from their chief NFC rivals right now. My goodness gracious, that defense is going to be flat out stupid. We'll get to that next.
The only place you'll find Harrison Barnes is Sactown Sports.
He's got the bucket at the buzzer. Harrison Barnes.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Harrison Barnes, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Jason Ross. Hey there. Let me tell you about ACR Solar and acrsolar.com. Check out the website. Go to acrsolar.com, and you can find out about their home services, all the different things that they have the ability to help you out with your home. For us, it was a brand new roof. That was something we desperately needed. We had put off for a couple of years. You know, there's a lot of reasons to put it off. It's like, can we make it through another winter? Do we want to go through that expense? Because it's a big project. But also, when you get a new roof, you want it to be your last and final roof. And as a homeowner for nearly 20 years in the house we bought, we'd never had to get a new roof. The roof was a little bit older when we purchased the home, and then we pushed it for a few too many years, and it became time. And now I'm so glad we did it. Timing is everything. We did it in August, and now through this winter and all this rain that we've had and weather and elements, we've been just fine and safe in our home. So there's peace of mind. The curb appeal looks great. The home value has improved. But most importantly, it gets back to that peace of mind, feeling safe, secure, and it looks great. So ACR Solar helped us with all of that. They do solar, of course, that's in their name. But that's the point about home services. A lot of other things they can help you out with. So check it out. Take the time. Go to their website. It's acrsolar.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Tuesday forecast starts out wet, and it's going to get windy as we head through middle of the day into the early afternoon. Plan for winds gusting 40 to 50 miles an hour, steady and heavy rain through early afternoon. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary. Subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all areas. Actual Pi customer.
The other workers' comp insurance company, they were going to reclassify our business, and then they were going to charge me $50,000.
Meet Natalie, owner of the carpentry shop. Shocked by an unexpected bill, she knew it was time to switch her workers' comp provider. That's when she found Pi Insurance.
When we got the quote back from Pi, it was a sigh of relief. They put us in a policy where we fit.
Is your small business overpaying for workers' comp insurance? See how much you could save at trypi.com. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified.
I'm grateful that there's a company out there that's willing to insure us little guys because every dollar counts.
With Pi Insurance, you get pricing and coverage made for small businesses. What are you waiting for? Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote in 3 minutes at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
Hi, guys. It's Mark with Coastside Medical Clinic. Are you struggling with ED and sick of the pills? Well, we have a major medical advancement that has helped thousands of men. Our WAVE technology is backed by 60 clinical studies, including from Cambridge University. It's been shown to increase blood flow by repairing blood vessels. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED, call us now. And not only will the assessment and blood flow ultrasound be free, but we'll also include something unique that produces powerful results. You're going to love that one, guys. Trust me. This unprecedented offer is worth $600, but it's free to those who call in the next 2 minutes. Call 916-603-2000. That's 916-603-2000. Guys, put a stop to your ED and get your life back. Call Coastside Medical Clinic now to qualify. 916-603-2000. That's 916-603-2000.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, and Kevin Huerter combined for 86 points last night, but it wasn't enough as Giannis, Khris Middleton, and Brook Lopez combined for 100.
And Milwaukee has continued their domination of the Kings, winning for a 14th consecutive time, dating back a little over 7 years. The final score is 133-124.
The Kings will have another opportunity to get back in the win column tomorrow night in Chicago. It was a big day for the 49ers as NFL free agency opened up yesterday. San Francisco continued to bolster their already league-leading defense by adding Eagles defensive tackle Javon Hargrave to a 4-year, $84 million deal, including $40 million guaranteed, and finding some quarterback insurance as former number 3 overall pick Sam Darnold signed a 1-year deal with the team. Jimmy Garoppolo has found a new home as he'll be the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders next season, agreeing to a 3-year, $67.5 million deal. You can catch up on all the latest NFL free agency news at SactownSports.com. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
All right, before we get started, I just want to, it's the workplace thing. I want to acknowledge it. You know, there's certain workplace rules that you have to abide by or you're a bad person. Like, number 1, never microwave fish. Never microwave fish at the office.
Agreed.
Never, ever do it. And the same would probably also go for broccoli. There's a couple other foods that just are offensive to people.
I think fish is like number 1.
Number
right?
Number
With a
one
bullet.
by far. Exactly. Also, don't burn popcorn.
Sorry.
Which would be an accident.
I violated that last week.
It happens, but just don't, watch the popcorn. But, I will oftentimes bring stuff in. So in this case, I go to Sam's Club and I get this giant, hefty bag of trail mix. And I leave it here because, sometimes you're stuck here. Maybe you forgot your food or whatever. You're on the air for a while and the tummy rumbles. And we don't want you, the listener, hearing that. So I bring in this trail mix. And though unsanitary, I think a lot of people munch on it, and that's fine. But I didn't go into this yesterday, but sometime over the weekend, this thing was about maybe a third full. It's almost gone now, but there's still about a quarter of a bag left. Somebody went in and ate all the M&Ms.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Now, I've had my share of that bag, but I have not done that.
The rule in community trail mix is simple, okay? Everyone likes the M&Ms. We all do. Yeah. It's a nice breakup in the chew of the mouthful of trail mix.
Yeah.
But
the raisins.
Right. You can't just go in and pick them. You ruin it for everybody else. Okay? You grab your handful, and sometimes you get more M&Ms than you bargained for. Sometimes you don't get a lot, but the ratio is very, very simple. You take a blind handful. You don't look in the bag and go, I want to avoid the raisins and that big almond thing.
Well, the almonds are good.
I agree. I'm just saying. You take a blind handful and you put it in your mouth. That's what it is.
Yeah. Alex says it's like those rye chips and Gardettos.
Oh, love those.
You can just get those on their own, right?
And I have, but that's exactly right. Don't be that person. And I think I know who it is.
Do you?
I think I know who it is. Who on the staff would do that? Well, we probably all have different ideas. I think I know who it is. Maybe I don't want to move on, Jay.
I think for the sake of continuity amongst all the hosts, it's best we move on. We don't want to start throwing trail mix accusations out over the air.
Whenever Brooke Lopez moment's what's going to happen. Don't mess with the mill.
You mess with the mill, you get grinded. You get grinded.
Don't mess with the mill. Don't mess with the Niners defense. Dear Lord. They got gashed by the Eagles in the NFC Championship game. Championship. And they went, we need to do something about that. We need to do something so that we can prevent teams from scoring against us. And what do? They went out and they signed Sam Darnold.
Okay.
By the way, just real quick, what the heck? Like, really? Sam? I mean, I don't hate it. What was he, number 2 pick in the draft? But they did, number 3, thank you. But they did sign Sam Darnold.
They did?
Yes. Is Sam Darnold the Josh Rosen, no offense, the Josh Rosen of Jeff George's?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Why not? Let's go with it.
They also signed defensive tackle Javon Hargrave to a 4-year, $84 million deal. They get him from the Eagles.
That's big.
Literally.
He's a massive man.
He was on NFL.com's top 100 list of free agents. Jay, take a guess. Where did Hargrave rank?
3.
Number 3. Jason Ross?
4.
Javon Hargrave on NFL.com's list of free agents ranked number 1. The number 1 free agent available, according to NFL.com, is now a San Francisco 49er. So he will add to a front already anchored by Nick Bosa and Eric Armstead. And by the way, that front ranked number 1 in the NFL last year. And Eric Armstead missed 10, 12 games, 13 games, something like that. 6'1", 305. That's just a pair. That's a big angry pair coming at you. They had 20 unrestricted free agents, the Niners did, coming into the week, less than $10 million in salary cap space, but they were able to move some stuff around, do some things. And the fact that Hargrave, it's not just the player himself. The fact that you get him from the Eagles, like you directly took from the Eagles, added that to your defense, and bye-bye Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah.
See you later. And the fact that the Niners, we can kind of close the book on the DeForest Buckner for Javon Kinlaw, or the pick that would become Javon Kinlaw. And I know we're missing a couple of semantics here too, because there were some situational issues, but this is the contract they didn't give DeForest Buckner.
Right. A couple years back.
A couple years back. And you kind of go back on that. I understand what they were trying to do. It didn't work out, and they've kind of made up for that now. I don't know how you scheme against these guys, Jason.
Well, and that's the thing. They obviously have prioritized D-line, which is critical. I mean, O-line and D-line are so paramount to any team's success. But Bosa makes it all happen, right? He was just such a savage last year. He's been that every year. He's been in when he's been healthy. Defensive player of the year. It opens up things when Armstead's healthy. Certainly it will now here all the way around with his addition yesterday. And it just, I think it's a great priority to have. That front has been dominant for a couple of years here.
Can I ask a question?
Of course you can.
Because teams were basically scheming to double Nick Bosa and hold him mercilessly last year.
Yeah.
Who do you double on that line?
Still him.
You still have to double Bosa, which
means one of either Armstead or Hargrave is going to like knock your socks off.
Honest to God, if he's healthy, Eric Armstead might have 10, 12 sacks next year. It's stupid.
Just because there's literally nobody going to be blocking him.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You need to rub that belly so you can have like a red carpet burn on his belly from rubbing it so much.
Because Hargrave was, I think, 15th in sacks last year. He had double digits.
69 tackles, nice. 43 solo, 11 sacks, which was a career high. Hit the quarterback 16 times, 10 tackles for a loss, 2 fumble recoveries.
And they had a great front too. So he's going to be in a similar spot here, but maybe with more dominant individuals.
Yeah. On paper,
yep.
Still got to figure out that quarterback thing. But on paper, yeehaw, good for them. And
why? All you got to do is put up 3 points every game, you win.
Pretty much. Right? Well, I mean, even do you on offense?
Gould.
Hey, wait, didn't I hear a name they were looking at? It was somebody I like to replace Robbie Gould. But also, Robbie Gould should get a big tip of the cap. He's been a pretty solid presence on what? Robbie?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, I thought you.
I was going to accentuate your point. I believe he is their leading scorer.
Yeah, he's been really solid for that team for a long time now, coming over from Chicago. And oh, by the way, we got to talk about this later. But how about them Raiders?
How about them Raiders?
Going from Derek Carr.
Don't do it yet. I want to do it. Let me do it.
Please do it.
Can I do it? Hold on.
All you. Jay's so excited.
Are you ready for this?
I am super ready.
Jimmy back. Jimmy time. Going to throw for the corner of the end zone. Broken up. Caught. Down the ricochet. Touchdown. Raiders.
Well done. Thanks to our friend Greg Papa. Yeah. I know there's still a few Raider fans left in this town.
Of course.
Would love to hear from them. You went from Derek Carr to better looking Derek Carr, basically. Like, is
physically better looking.
Right. Like,
Better
is that
playing.
even a lateral move?
We'll find out, right?
Right.
If there was a debate before a Carr or a Garoppolo, we will now know.
It's a better fit, kinda.
Is it?
I said kinda just because, I mean, at least he'll know the offense. Like, that's good. Yay.
I mean,
he's pretty far removed from that offense.
Yeah. And I think it's also going to answer.
Yeah, but once you go McDaniels, you never go back.
Good point. That's what they say.
It's going to answer.
Why do you think he struggled so much with Shanahan? He was thinking about Josh the whole time.
It's going to answer questions about Derek Carr. It's also going to answer questions about Jimmy Garoppolo. Because now if Jimmy Garoppolo goes into Las Vegas and they have a good year, well, because there's a lot of people still here that think Jimmy Garoppolo, and I'm not making fun of them. I'm saying legit, like my dad's one of them who thinks the Niners should have signed Jimmy Garoppolo to like a 4-year deal and he should be the quarterback. Look at the record. Look at the record with him. He's most underappreciated 49er ever. Now I disagree, but
shots at your dad.
Yeah. I mean, I disagree respectfully.
Okay.
And say,
I'd say, is that a passionate debate between you and Carmichael Jack?
No, I just defer. I don't know, because he could be right. The thing is, he could be right. We could be sitting here next year going,
are you Magoo to dad?
I mean, okay, Dad.
You're right.
You're right. You had a good record.
Love you, Dad. We'll take a break. When we come back, it's hard for me to say I'm sorry if you're JJ Redick, but he did it. Yeah, it was National Media Coming Out Day for your Sacramento Kings. We have the first of many, many sounds as JJ Redick apologizes.
Is it too late?
I'll let you guys be the judge. We'll hear that next.
It's Deuce and Mo.
I know you guys are celebrities here in Sacramento, but I had never seen you before, and I asked Jacob right away, I said, who are those two people? Because that's how Jacob, I was telling him, that's how you need to approach everything you do that way, like whether it's a G League game, whether it's an NBA game, whatever you're doing, your talk show. You guys have won already, so kudos to you.
Deuce and Mo, weekdays from 11 to 2 on Sactown Sports.
For a precision-crafted performance, the decision is easy. A new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Get the driving experience you've been waiting for in a new Acura. Get the best selection and customer service you deserve from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or use our online express store at AcuraofStockton.com. Acura of Stockton will buy your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Don't settle for less than precision-crafted performance of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street, right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
When was the last time you heard of a new car for only $298 a month? How about today at Elk Grove Kia? Your choice, 2023 Kia Forte GT or 2023 Kia Soul EX for only $298 a month. Incredible. With Elk Grove Kia's exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Why would you buy anywhere else? Worried about credit? Elk Grove Kia specializes in helping folks get the credit they deserve. No credit, little credit, bad credit, no problem. Bankruptcies, foreclosures, repos, no problem. Looking for the hard-to-find models, Tellurides, K5s, EV6s? Check us out online at elkgrovekia.com or come see us at the Elk Grove Auto Mall today.
2023 Kia Soul EX 298 plus tax, 48 month lease, $31.95 customer cash to assigning residual of $15,603.80 based on 10K per year, 20 cents per mile over payment based on tier 1740 plus FICO score. Kia finance approval. Monthly payment GTA 858 2023 Kia Forte GT 298 plus tax, 36 month lease, $39.95 customer cash to assigning residual of $13,140 based on 10K per year, payment at tier 1740 plus FICO score. Subject to Kia finance approval. Monthly payment GTA 8581 both expire 3/31/23.
Thanks to the Xfinity 10G network, my little brother's friends won't leave our house. When I was their age, internet with basically no interruptions was a pipe dream. You sound like my grandpa.
Now through March 21st, new customers can get 1 gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network. It's just $30 a month for 2 years when you add mobile with unlimited data. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
The Kings get one lousy national TV game against the Nets. And all of a sudden, shockingly, all the national media is coming out and praising the team. Now, we've talked about this before. I'm like split on it. Part of me is like, come on, praises. Notice us.
Tell us we're pretty.
Yeah. And then the other part of me is like, no, sleep on us. I don't care. I don't want your praise. Screw you guys and your East Coast bias and your LeBroniness.
I don't know if you saw, there was some other praise coming in from national media. I know we haven't talked about. May I read a tweet?
Please.
And then I want you guys to guess who it is.
Okay.
Near the end of a very physical regular season NBA game, Trey Lyles had enough and shoved Giannis.
Yeah.
Then pushed Brook Lopez out of his face, detonating a fracas. Lopez had already gotten popped in the eye. No big deal, but did like the fight Lyles showed for the Kings.
Skip
Bayless is now a Kings fan, folks.
Oh, wow.
Documented Kings stan, Skip Bayless. What's that meme where it shows the guy? It's like when the worst person you know makes a good point. It's kind of like that. Well, JJ Redick last year, a lot of people have egg on their faces because Domantas Sabonis is about a lock to win third team All NBA. As we're going to hear from Bill Simmons and Ryan Russillo in a second, they've kind of stolen our Diet Jokic and turned it into Discount Jokic to refer to Sabonis, but he's the closest thing in the league to Jokic, who is about to be a third-time reigning MVP.
And Sabonis, the reigning Conference Player of the Week.
And that's the second time, I believe, this year that he's done that. So a lot of people have egg on their faces, including JJ Redick, who, listen, I tend to want to give JJ more of a pass than a lot of the others because his podcast is with Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah.
And I understand when you were friends with somebody, I'm sure they had many an off-air conversation about the city and this team, and then you see your friend in pain, and whether you're a professional athlete or you're a regular person, you know what it's like to have teammates, and you want to be loyal and stick up for them. And so with JJ Redick, I think he spoke the very next day. A lot of it was just out of pure emotion. We've all done that. God knows I've done that. But he has really kind of embraced it. He hasn't done what a lot of people do, which is double down, stick by a horrible take. He's kind of slowly but surely come out of that world. And then yesterday, he just flat out apologized.
Accountability. And I just want to be accountable for some things that I said at the trade deadline last year. Now, in the context of the trade deadline, I didn't like the trade. I should not have used the word malpractice, and I apologize for that. I apologize for that to the Sacramento Kings fan base, and I apologize for that to Monty McNair. This trade has turned into a win-win. Now, the team struggled last year. I think they were 5-9 or 5-10 with Sabonis once after post-trade. What they did this offseason, they bring in Mike Brown. They add a ton of shooting. Kevin Huerter. They add Malik Monk. They draft Keegan Murray. They put the ball exclusively in De'Aaron Fox's hands. They use Sabonis as a hub. This offense, number one offense in the league, historical offense. It is so fun to watch. And so much of that has been the offseason. But I was wrong. And I'll acknowledge that. I love watching this team play.
There you go. I mean, I could have used a couple. Well, but in the don't contextualize it. Just say sorry, JJ.
He did. He did a nice job. He did. That's good.
Now, Jalen and Jacoby, you're on the clock.
And that one to me is still the worst one. Just because
literally
opinion's one thing. They just had facts wrong.
They had a ton of facts wrong.
Jalen's going, well, he's a free agent. I don't know why this year, meaning Sabonis last season.
No,
that's not even factually true.
No, they did no homework whatsoever.
And all the DNPs that was it Halliburton he was saying was getting? He went from getting DNPs to starting to now you're trading him, and like they're not.
But then also like they were
DNPs.
They were beside themselves that we traded Buddy Hield too.
Right.
Well, and don't forget Sabonis was going to be a free agent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally just said that. Like,
I know.
You
just wanted to
bring it back.
And was it Jacoby? It wasn't Jalen, right? Wasn't it Jacoby that said, "Should the league step in?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should the league step in here?
And malpractice was used again. That word.
You're on the clock, but I accept the apology.
Yeah,
I think JJ Redick's a very good analyst. I think he's got and beyond analyst, I think he's one of those new media guys that has a long and bright future in this. He's also a good broadcaster too. You can tell the guy's worked a little bit on his craft, but he also has a really good mind for this stuff. And I don't think anybody had a problem with a team mired in a then 15-year playoff drought, with a second-year GM trading his fell into your lap, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, but Tyrese Halliburton should not have been drafted where he was, for a guy that Indiana chose Miles Turner over, a guy who you only had under team control at 4 times the salary per year of Tyrese Halliburton. I understand. I disagreed with those people at the time,
Right.
but I could understand the argument of not wanting to trade Tyrese Halliburton. And I would say, I think conservatively, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I think conservatively, the day after the trade, I would say myself, like 90% of Kings fans would have rather it been Fox that was traded for Sabonis than Halliburton. I think that's conservative.
Yeah, I remember it being, people were shocked. People didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really put a number on it, but I would definitely say I saw a lot more should have traded De'Aaron than Darius, for sure.
And so there's nothing wrong with being wrong.
Right.
By the way, who knows? Who knows what happened if it had been Halliburton and Sabonis and not Fox and Sabonis? But that's playing in what ifs. The fact of the matter is that getting rid of Buddy Hield was addition by subtraction. And I'm not trying to relitigate it, but it also unlocked De'Aaron Fox. My point in this is not to relitigate the trade. It's that as these apologies roll in, I get it. It's when somebody, I don't mind people having an opinion. That's the job.
Mm-hmm.
Have an opinion. But when you have an opinion and you're 100% positive you're right, usually that means they're trying to sell you something. Like you got to be able to quantify it a little bit. And that's not what JJ Redick did. And I accept it, Jason.
Yeah, good for him.
I accept the apology. Now, in addition to JJ Redick, we also, towards the end of the show, you might have missed it, Kendrick Perkins said some very nice things about the Sacramento Kings. Very nice things to Stephen A. Smith.
Because no matter how young that King group is, no matter how unexperienced they may have for us when it comes down to the postseason, they have old souls. And Mike Brown is doing a hell of a job right now. And when I watch this team, they play agenda-free basketball. Keegan Murray is one of the rookies, I haven't seen a rookie like him in the last 10 years. I haven't seen a rookie like him in the last 10 years. And then they have a leader that we don't talk about enough. And I'm not talking about De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis. I'm talking about Harrison Barnes. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching Denver go down the slope right now. They done lost 3 in a row. Jokic can't guard a chair. And I'm looking at the Sacramento Kings steady rising and rising and rising. And I'm looking how inconsistent the Western Conference is. One, the Sacramento Kings going to the Western Conference Finals. But two, the Golden State Warriors, their championship days are over.
Well, I don't disagree with that last line necessarily. He may, in fact, be right. But, again, can we relax on writing off the Warriors? Just right. Can we wait a little bit? But the Sacramento Kings are going to the NBA final or the Western Conference Finals. Like, yeehaw, let's go. And last night, I don't know that they're going to go to the Western Conference Finals, Jason, but last night certainly didn't do any. It actually made me feel better about what Kendrick said.
I'm with you on that.
We'll take a break. When we come back, the 3-game stretch from hell is over. The Kings get 2 of 3. We'll look at that, get into the next 5. We'll do it next.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
For your everyday vehicle. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP oil filter for only $26.99. Do the complete job for the right price. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening weakening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON info.com.
There's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. And at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we are proud to provide our best selection to get you there. Buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own loan report.
Your insurance company has an adjuster, shouldn't you? Call 888-GREENSPAN. They handle major insured claims from collapsed and falling trees. They represent you, not your insurance company. For over 75 years, Greenspan has been there for property owners, helping thousands of businesses, families, and communities receive correct and fair insurance claim settlements for property damage. Greenspan is your private adjuster, leveling the playing field. Call 888-GREENSPAN today. That's 888-473-6277. California DOI license number 2E11301.
From local town councils to Capitol Hill, agents who are realtors are standing up for what's right. We're here protecting property rights. Here advocating for the issues that affect our neighborhoods. Here championing fair and equitable housing for all. Because we are realtors, bound by a code of ethics, driven to serve our communities. We're here for it all. Here for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kip Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kip Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Hi guys, it's Mark with Coastside Medical Clinic. Are you struggling with ED and sick of the pills? Well, we have a major medical advancement that has helped thousands of men. Our WAVE technology is backed by 60 clinical studies, including from Cambridge University. It's been shown to increase blood flow by repairing blood vessels. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED, call us now. And not only will the assessment and blood flow ultrasound be free, but we'll also include something unique that produces powerful results. You're going to love that one, guys. Trust me. This unprecedented offer is worth $600, but it's free to those who call in the next 2 minutes. Call 916-603-2000. That's 916-603-2000. Guys, put a stop to your ED and get your life back. Call Coastside Medical Clinic now to qualify. 916-603-2000. That's 916-603-2000.
KH2KAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the flagship station of your Sacramento Kings.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines. With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, and Kevin Huerter combined for 86 points last night, but it wasn't enough as Giannis, Khris Middleton, and Brook Lopez combined for 100.
And Milwaukee has continued their domination of the Kings, winning for a 14th consecutive time. dating back a little over 7 years. The final score is 133-124.
The Kings will have another opportunity to get back in the win column tomorrow night in Chicago. It was a big day for the 49ers as NFL free agency opened up yesterday. San Francisco continued to bolster their already league-leading defense by adding Eagles defensive tackle Javon Hargrave to a 4-year, $84 million deal, including $40 million guaranteed, and finding some quarterback insurance as former number 3 overall pick Sam Darnold signed a 1-year deal with the team. Jimmy Garoppolo has found a new home as he'll be the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders next season, agreeing to a 3-year, $67.5 million deal. You can catch up on all the latest NFL free agency news at SactownSports.com. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
3 for Madness coming up next. Kings just finished this 3-game stretch from hell. My takeaway yesterday from all the Kings media, Jason Ross.
Yeah.
Was courtesy of, never thought I'd say this, our old friend Matt George. I don't know if you saw this exchange, but Mike Brown was doing his press availability. It's no shocker to me that Matt George has played Dungeons and Dragons before. If you don't know what Dungeons and Dragons is, I'm not going to go into it because we don't have the time, but you basically sit and you're like an elf and by the way, I'm not capping. I played it too when I was a kid. You're an elf or a wizard or a something, and you roll a 20-sided die, and, Jason, you're like, I cast a spell at the thing to knock it down, and then you got to roll, and, hey, I knocked it down. And, it's just a fun little imagination game and whatever.
Sounds great.
Yeah, eat some pizza, whatever. What I did not have on my playlist, though, this year was Coach Mike Brown, D&D enthusiast.
I heard you play Dungeons and Dragons. You do? I used to play it all the time. I love it. Love the fun game. My son, my youngest son, actually plays D&D. Cameron, what's that? I don't care about it. Good. Well, it's a fun game, though. Yeah, the only I love to play. It's just so long, man. It's kind of like golf. I don't really like golf like I like Dungeons and Dragons. They're both long. I'd rather play D&D than golf, though. Okay, as long as we have a little bit of alcohol on the golf course. Okay, I'm good with that.
Okay, I knew.
I did not have. I'd rather play D&D than golf on my bingo card from Coach Mike Brown.
I'll take golf, by the way.
Also,
okay. Now we're going to go down the rabbit hole, aren't we? Mike Brown has like a Dungeons and Dragons themed Kings board.
That would be
with all of his roster, and he's like casting different Domas, Fox.
Little beams.
Yes, it's all sorts of stuff,
yeah,
right?
I cast purple beam. He rolls the dice. Oh, 19, you failed.
You chain. Why am I Frankenstein?
Also, did anyone else wonder from that clip too? The whole thing started with Mike Brown saying, I heard you play Dungeons. How did Mike Brown hear that Matt George plays Dungeons? Is that part of media's scuttlebutt? Was that in the Matt George game notes? How does he know Matt George plays D? Well, other than looking at Matt George, how does he know?
I think you just answered the question.
Now I kind of want to get a D&D game going with Mike Brown, see how strategic he is.
According to Brickhouse Industries, fire Mike Brown for not liking golf. Your thoughts?
You know what? There you go. And I guess I think Mike Brown would be lawful good. That would be his character class, by the way. And that's something for you, D&D fans out there. And yes, I'm going to see the new movie. Shut up. 3 games. Tough ones. Knicks, Suns, Bucks.
Yep. Made it through at 2-1. And if they were only going to go 1-2, they won the right game.
Yes, they did.
As far as Phoenix. But they got a second one out of there and competed in the third.
Yes, they did. And they lost to the toughest team.
Yeah.
In both the Knicks game and the Bucks game, they had mid-double-digit leads, 14, 15 points at one point. They squandered it against the Knicks and then were able to hold on. And the Bucks just came back and outclassed them.
Yeah.
we said you got to go 1-2. We'll tell you 1-2 is the minimum. That's, if you told me 1-2, fine. And hopefully, like you said, you get the Phoenix one. 2-1, we said, or 2-0 yesterday, we said house money. And 2-1, and you lose to the Bucks in a, I know this gets thrown around way too much, but that was a playoff game yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It was a playoff game.
Yeah.
Playoff atmosphere.
And now you take, again, to Coach Brown's philosophy, right, Davey, says 5-game increments. They've played 10 since the All-Star break.
Yeah.
5-0 in the first batch, 3-2 in the second.
Yeah.
So you've gone 8-2.
Yes.
You've made up ground. You went from the 3 seed in a tight race to the 2 seed, now back to 3, but you've got some separation on 5 through, the play-in. And, you're right behind Memphis, and you're doing, again, I think they're playing their best basketball. I think that's the obvious statement.
They have still won 8 of 10.
Yeah.
They are 1 game now behind Memphis, both in the games back and the loss column. I guess it should be mentioned, too, that Ja Morant is out indefinitely. This came across the wire yesterday. I'd heard about that. There was some scuttlebutt about this over the weekend that he'd gotten a place in Florida, rented a place, whatever it is, and is being visited by, I don't know if it's counselor or counselors, but basically, I'd like the clarification, because I think the tweets said he entered a counseling program. And I think that to a lot of people makes it sound like he checked into like an inpatient counseling. What I had heard over the weekend was he actually rented a house in Florida. I'm sure a nice house, and the program was kind of coming into him.
Okay.
I'd be curious as to the clarification, but that was what was going around. Either way, doesn't sound like he's going to be back in a couple of days. It doesn't sound like he's coming back for a while. Not to speculate, but we will. No Ja Morant for the next, 10, 15 games is pretty much the bulk of the rest of the season. But the Memphis Grizzlies are doing just fine.
Yeah, they've played without him before. I think they've taken advantage of what they had the last 2 games. They played Dallas in a home and home, and Dallas didn't have Luka and Kyrie. Dallas led both those games at times, but Memphis won. So, credit to Memphis. They're finding their way, and they could have been a team that really floundered, but so far they haven't.
If I'm correct here, Jason, I want to say, didn't Kyrie Irving make his debut against the Clippers?
He did. Yeah, they're now below 500.
When he made his debut against the Clippers, when they made that trade, this team was 29-26.
And they won that first 2 games.
Won their first 2 games, 29-26. They have now gone 5-9 since that trade. Now, granted, you've had a Luka injury. Neither Luka nor Kyrie played last night. And none of this matters. None of this matters if the Mavericks make the postseason and are able to do enough damage to really whet your appetite.
Sure.
Right now, that trade is an unmitigated failure.
And they did the first move, right? Remember, they were the first one before the deadline.
Yeah.
Wow, Kyrie's on the Mavericks. And again, won the first 2. The first game they played together was here. And that game, we said it yesterday, had Dallas won, they would have tied the Kings for the 3rd spot. Now Dallas is below 500, hanging on to the 8th spot.
Question for you. The Warriors beat the Suns last night.
Yes.
And it was not as close as the final score, which was 123-112. It was 75-58 going into the half.
But then Phoenix got to like 6.
Phoenix cut it down.
Yeah.
And the Warriors had a big enough lead to hold on. They have won 2 in a row. Golden State has. They
2
have
great wins, Bucks and Suns.
Absolutely. And the Bucks, big comeback win, Steph Curry time, all that.
Yeah.
They've won 7 of 10. Now, the Kings have fallen below the Grizzlies for the 3 seed for now. They are 4 games in the loss column ahead of the Phoenix Suns. They're 6 games in the loss column ahead of the Golden State Warriors. Considering Kevin Durant and his status or lack thereof, my question for both of you is this. This is a bonus 3 for Madness question.
Isn't it a pre-3 for Madness question?
Pre for Madness
there
question.
You go. I like that.
Should the Sacramento Kings be more worried about the Golden State Warriors catching them than the Suns?
Jason?
No.
Jason says no.
No.
Jamar says no.
And here you want
wrong. I'm sorry. I just had to go into the McLaughlin bit. Go ahead.
My answer for that is January 30th is the last time the Warriors won a road game. That's their issue. These last 2 wins have been great. Now they're on the road for LA, Atlanta, Memphis, Houston, Dallas. 5-game road trip. If they start to win those, they figured something out. But they have been one of the league's worst road teams. I don't understand why, but that's been their issue.
Won't this road trip kind of define the rest of the season for them? Not that there's much left, obviously.
Probably.
They are 7-26.
8 in a row they've lost on the road.
They haven't won since when?
Let me see here. So they've lost on the road to Memphis, OKC, the Lakers, the Clippers. There it is. Portland, Denver, Minnesota, January 30th at OKC, and they won that one by 8.
They've gone a February and a half of March without winning a road.
The defending champions, who were already really bad on the road before that.
Bananas.
Yeah.
All right. Hot prediction time. Upcoming road trip at the Clippers, at the Hawks, at the Grizzlies, at the Rockets, at Dallas. All right. I'm saying the Golden State Warriors will win at least 3 of those games.
Wow.
I would have said 2. So
2?
that's fine.
I was going to say 2 and 3.
3 and 2 is the call here. Okay, how about this? If the Golden State Warriors go 4-1 or better on this road trip, do you change your mind about the Warriors-Phoenix thing?
I have to consider it.
Yeah. I don't know the Warrior. I've seen this record
of catching the Kings.
I don't think it's going to happen.
It's 6 in the loss columns a lot.
I don't
with this few to go
because I don't think the Kings are going to get caught. But my question's more about right now for the remainder of the year, who's more dangerous, the Warriors or the Suns? There's been that quiet lurking thing about I've had that same feeling we all have before when Tom Brady lost the Super Bowl. You're just waiting for him to come back and win the whole thing, and usually it would happen. Sometimes it would not. Same thing with the Warriors. I just have a rule. You can't count out the defending champions until they're out, unless it's a Chicago Bulls, Miami Heat style dismantling or whatever. This is still the same team, mostly at its core, that won a championship last year. I don't know. It's a little PTSKD. We'll take a break. When we come back, 3 for Madness. Jimmy G and Derek Carr on the docket. Aaron Rodgers, and we'll tell you who broke news on where he's going. And a new quarterback in the quarterback room for the San Francisco 49ers. It's a football 3 for next.
You wanted more Niners? Sactown Sports delivered in the biggest way. Catch every Niners game right here on the new home for 49ers football in Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. Right now, get $2,500 off a new HVAC whole system installation. Now is the time to replace that system. $2,500 off a new HVAC whole home system. 0% financing payment plan options available. There's no reason to keep putting this off. Schedule today, 916-520-9990, and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, more national media coming up at 7:27. In this case, Bill Simmons, Ryan Russillo, who opened their podcast yesterday, just gassing up the Kings.
Yeah.
Gassing up the Kings. In the meantime, it's 3 for Madness. It's Jay Mars. It's question 1.
Jimmy G is the new quarterback in Vegas. Is Jimmy G a better fit with the Raiders than Derek Carr was?
I'm going to flip this back to you, Jay, only in the sense that I know you made a comment earlier. My instinct is no. No, he's not. I don't think Jimmy G, the only part of the game I could possibly give Jimmy G the edge in my mind is that God, it even sounds weird coming out of my mouth. Like he's a better decision maker at times when stressed or in trouble. But I've also now I'm thinking
Jimmy
about
is?
that's what I'm saying. As I say it, I'm like thinking of all the times Jimmy's done really stupid things when he's chased out of the pocket. So my answer is no, but I feel like you have an argument that he is.
Not a good one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I would say no, Jason.
My gut tells me no. I think this is the one that, I mean, Jimmy G might have been one for someone that was quote unquote successful at his job as far as the end goal is to win games. It's so polarizing because I feel like people, I don't think people hated Jimmy G,
Yeah.
but I think people thought this guy's shouldn't be a starting quarterback of the 49ers. Well, he did win. That's the goal. I don't think there was no sizzle to his game. So here is the last of the opportunities to me for those that are supportive of Jimmy G, because behind Tom Brady, you understand what he's not going to play, but hey, they really like this guy behind Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Then he goes to the 49ers and he does win. Here's a new chance, a new team that hasn't been over the top, like needs help. Is he the guy? If he does it, I think people have to change the narrative. My gut's telling me I don't think he will.
Sure.
I think he needs a team like the Niners around him. He doesn't have that team in the Raiders. So I think then it's now on his ability. And I think he's middle to back of the pack of the starters in the NFL. And the Raiders, I think, had more of a guy in the middle of the pack in Derek Carr.
If they end up having a good year next year, though,
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be a lot of the narrative on Jimmy G going, well, he won in New England in his little mini stint. Look at his record with the 49ers.
Then it should change.
He's just not super McFlashy Flashington.
Right. Which you don't have to be.
No.
But the throws that he needed to make, I think, at the peak moments of his career, of games, he didn't
like in the
make.
Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Against the Chiefs?
He didn't make.
Yeah, he did not make.
Well, and the other side of that, too, is you're not going to have the defense that you've had in San Francisco the last several years. You're actually going to have the opposite of that.
No, you are not.
So then you need to win games for your team, and I don't know that he'll do that.
Number 2.
There's going to be a lot of Josh Jacobs running the ball next year.
A
That's
lot of Josh
how
Jacobs.
I feel.
Question 2.
There seems to be real momentum behind Aaron Rodgers heading to the Jets. Will Rodgers get back to near his 2021 level of play in New York?
Trey Wingo putting it out that the deal is done and that Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets, which is just so weird, repeating what Brett Favre did. Same exact thing Brett Favre did. Same. Favre have 1 or 2 rings with the Pack, 2 or 1?
One.
Really, really weird, the similarities between Favre and Rodgers and their stint and all of that fun stuff. And I'm going to tell you something now. If Jordan Love does the same thing, something's going on in Green Bay. And now he goes to New York. Is he going to have the 20? I don't know, man. I don't know, because on paper you'd say, well, yeah, because the Jets without Aaron Rodgers versus the Packers without Aaron Rodgers, I don't think they're that far apart. It's not like he can't play in cold weather.
Well, especially now that, Nathaniel Hackett's the OC with the Jets.
Yeah.
Reports are the Jets are close to signing Alan Lazard.
Yeah, which he has to, apparently Aaron Rodgers has to play with all his friends.
Yeah.
I don't know why as long as he's protected, I don't know why he wouldn't. But last year, the Jets, with their rotation of quarterbacks, the Packers outscored them by 74 points for the season. 74 points. That's what, 5 points a game? 4 points a game? Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to put up numbers kind of similar to what he did last year in Green Bay. I don't know how many wins that'll translate to, but it'll be pretty close.
I don't think he's going to do what Russell Wilson did in a sense. Well, Wilson maybe had more of a deceiving bad couple of years in Seattle. I think people just assume, he's going to Denver, he's going to thrive. Rodgers did have, I would say, an off year compared to his 2 straight MVP years, but he's still so gifted. And I just think if his mind's right, if he's in the right space, and the Jets seems to be, if that's the team he wants to play for, I think you're going to get the right mindset from him and get the best version of him. I just think he's going to a conference that I don't know where he'll rank as far as quarterbacks, because the AFC is loaded.
You throw him in that AFC quarterback pool. Also, Aaron Rodgers, again, going from the smallest market in American sports to New York.
It worked really well for Brett Favre.
Number 3.
Question 3.
Sam Darnold joins Brock Purdy and Trey Lance in the 49ers QB trio. Predict the number of starts for each next season.
I'm just going to go crazy here. I'm going to say
that's kind of the point of the question. I'm glad you're taking that route.
I'm going to say 16 starts for Trey Lance. And one of them's because they clinched.
Okay, and who's the other one then for?
Purdy. By the end of the year. I think Purdy, the way it seems like it's shaping up right now is that Purdy may or may not be ready going into next year. You add that to they need to figure out what they have in Trey Lance. There's way too much invested in this guy to just chill and put him on the bench. So my guess is Trey Lance is your opening day starter, and I'm being obviously a little optimistic and little red and gold colored glasses by saying he'll remain the starter throughout the year. The Niners will win, and that's how it will go. But it's a good and bad problem, really, for Lynch and Shanahan to have, because you can't play rotating quarterbacks. It just doesn't always work, and I don't think Brock Purdy's Taysom Hill.
It's going to be surprisingly a similar answer. I didn't think you were going to do yours, but I had mine in my head going in 17-0.
Yeah.
0. And it'll be Trey Lance.
Yeah, I think so.
Based on injury. I think they if Purdy wasn't hurt, I think they would start him. I just don't know that he'll be ready. I think Lance will get the start.
Yeah.
I think the team will be good, and he'll be a part of it. So, I hope he stays healthy.
Man, that's going to be interesting if Trey Lance is really good.
Wouldn't it be?
It is. I mean, it's super interesting because you got to imagine teams are going to be knocking on the Niners' door for Brock Purdy at that point. A guy that's shown he can play is going to be on a super cheap deal.
We have 2 minutes, and I saw something in the chat, so it's good a time as any to put it in there. So
is it about Kyrie Irving's ADHD?
It's sort of. It's about Kyrie, but Earl had said, and I'm not picking on Earl here. Somebody had said, Kyrie he's good at basketball but doesn't like it. And Earl said, that's Ben Simmons. Kyrie loves basketball. He just hates the NBA. Ben is good at the sport, but literally hates it. I saw something yesterday. It was a clip of who's the guy, Captain America, the new one, the actor. And it was at the ESPYs, and they were talking about how Ben Simmons is super charitable and had been building houses for children with all the bricks that he shot. Like, I'm very vocal about how I wanted Ben Simmons last year, and obviously bad decision, and thank goodness and all that. I'm starting to really get I don't like the mob mentality. Like, Ben Simmons didn't do drugs. He didn't beat anyone. He didn't he's guilty for not shooting well and being bad at bad. If you really want to stretch it, shrinking in big moments. And I don't know, and then a lot of hearsay. Is he hurt? Is he not hurt? Well, apparently he was hurt because the doctors were like, yeah, his back's shredded. Can we relax on Ben Simmons? It's actually getting cringy to me now. And I don't even want to verbalize it, but I'm starting to worry that you go a little too far on this universally. There's going to be a really bad outcome, and I'm not talking about basketball. And a lot of people, I would hope, are going to feel really, really badly about things. This is still a 25-year-old guy who I don't think he wanted to miss any shots.
Of course not.
I don't think he wanted to let his team or fans down. And I get it. He's rich and he's young, and I don't feel bad for him. Blah, blah. I get it. But, dude, he gets abused everywhere he turns. He gets called. His manhood gets questioned. He gets called horrible names. Like, at some point, can we just go, okay, guys, you know what? It's basketball. This is enough. This is a human. He did nothing evil. Can we just relax on the playground mentality with this guy?
That sounds like a good world. We don't always live in a good world.
And if he wants out, then he wants out. I'm not saying I agree with every decision he's making. I'm not saying he's Mother Teresa. I'm saying we're talking about the NBA, and people are talking about he's a serial killer. Like, just, I don't know, man. Relax. It's getting a little out of hand, I think. We'll take a break. National media buying the Kings as Western Conference Finals contenders. Bill Simmons opened his podcast asking that question. We got the audio for you now.
It's Cattles and Rami.
Anytime, anywhere. Not even just at the Kings game. At a restaurant, start to light the beam chant at your local watering hole.
That's a completely different world.
Church, whatever. It's a call to other Kings fans is what it is. To light the beam chant. Stop it. Let people have fun. Why are you and Mike Brown wet blankets?
We're not wet blankets.
You're a little bit wet blanket.
We're not wet blankets.
A little bit.
Don't call me a wet blanket.
Light the beam anytime.
Cattles and Robbie, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Tuesday forecast starts out wet, and it's going to get windy as we head through middle of the day into the early afternoon. Plan for winds gusting 40 to 50 miles an hour, steady and heavy rain through early afternoon. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
ATM Mortgage.
Hi, this is Jeff Tarbell with a very unique program for homeowners over 55 years old. How would you like to cut your house payment in half and maybe get some cash out too? Give ATM Mortgage a call. 916-338-9400. 338-9400 or online at atmmortgage.net.
ATM Mortgage.
License under California CFL and MLS 223-4889.
Thanks to the Xfinity 10G network, my little brother's friends won't leave our house. When I was their age, internet with basically no interruptions was a pipe dream.
You sound like my grandpa.
Now through March 21st, new customers can get 1 gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network. It's just $30 a month for 2 years when you add mobile with unlimited data. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
When was the last time you heard of a new car for only $298 a month? How about today at Elk Grove Kia? Your choice, 2023 Kia Forte GT or 2023 Kia Soul EX for only $298 a month. Incredible. With Elk Grove Kia's exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Why would you buy anywhere else? Worried about credit? Elk Grove Kia specializes in helping folks get the credit they deserve. No credit, little credit, bad credit, no problem. Bankruptcies, foreclosures, repos, no problem. Looking for the hard-to-find models, Tellurides, K5s, EV6s? Check us out online at elkgrovekia.com or come see us at the Elk Grove Auto Mall today. 2023 Kia Soul EX 298 plus tax, 48 month lease, $31.95 customer cash to assigning residual of $15,603.80 based on 10K per year, 20 cents per mile overpayment based on tier 1, 740 plus FICO score. Kia finance approval. This payment GK858 2023 Kia Forte GT 298 plus tax, 36 month lease, $39.95 customer cash to assigning residual of $13,140 based on 10K per year, payment at tier 1, 740 plus FICO score subject to Kia finance approval. This payment GK8581 both expires 3/31/23.
Lowe's always has more ways for you to save. On top of our everyday low prices, pros can save big when buying in bulk. Or if your purchase is over $1,500, ask about our volume savings program. A pro associate can provide a customized quote. Ask about our volume savings programs today. It always pays to be a pro at Lowe's. While supplies last, minimum purchase required. Selection varies by location. Lowe's reserves the right to limit quantities. Volume discount pricing quotes are valid up to 7 days. Visit your local pro desk to learn more and start saving. Offers subject to change may not be available in all Lowe's stores.
How did your roof fare in the recent storms? If there's signs of wear and tear, address it before the problem becomes bigger. Cobex Construction Group understands the importance of a strong protective roof. The smallest leak can be the biggest problem. We provide homeowners with reliable roof repairs and replacements. Quality work and customer satisfaction are paramount to us. Get a new roof for zero down and low monthly payments. Call 1-800-NEW-ROOF for a no-obligation quote or visit trustcobex.com. Cobex Construction in Roseville. Do it once. Do it right.
Sactown Sports
Headlines. With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, and Kevin Huerter combined for 86 points last night, but it wasn't enough as Giannis, Khris Middleton, and Brook Lopez combined for 100.
And Milwaukee has continued their domination of the Kings, winning for a 14th consecutive time, dating back a little over 7 years. The final score is 133-124.
The Kings will have another opportunity to get back in the win column tomorrow night in Chicago. It was a big day for the 49ers as NFL free agency opened up yesterday. San Francisco continued to bolster their already league-leading defense by adding Eagles defensive tackle Javon Hargrave to a 4-year, $84 million deal, including $40 million guaranteed, and finding some quarterback insurance as former number 3 overall pick Sam Darnold signed a 1-year deal with the team. Jimmy Garoppolo has found a new home as he'll be the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders next season, agreeing to a 3-year, $67.5 million deal. You can catch up on all the latest NFL free agency news at SactownSports.com. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know? It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
National Media Awakenings. By the way, good movie. Robert De Niro.
I love that movie.
That was a great movie. National media has woken up to the Sacramento Kings, and whether you're in the I don't care camp, I hear you. I do. I hear that. I understand that. There's a part of me that feels the same way. Yeah, get on the bandwagon there, East Coast bias or people.
Yeah, you said it.
And then there's the other part that's like, nah, this is great. This helps with all kinds of fun stuff, but really none of it matters if it doesn't help on the floor. But, maybe it gives the team a little more confidence. Maybe it helps with free agency. Maybe it helps with trades. You wonder why all these good teams always get the great buyout contracts when they load up towards the end of the year. Maybe the Kings can next year, whether it's free agency in the summer, whether it's a trade available, or whether it's loading up at the deadline. Maybe this all goes to help put them in the NBA's elite. So I'm fine with that. But yesterday, Bill Simmons, who Bill's always had kind of I don't know his relationship with Sacramento and the Kings. Like, there are some instances where the dude has really kind of been in Sacramento's corner. Like, and I remember like a relocation and stuff. He was rooting for the team, rooting for the city. He's been very complimentary about the fan base, about the arena itself. Like, in some cases, Bill has been a champion for Sacramento and the city and the team. And then he says dumb stuff like, what was it earlier this year? It was Russ Westbrook and the 27 and 29 first rounders from the Lakers for De'Aaron Fox. Who says no?
Right.
Or yeah, right. And he addresses this on the pod where he admits he was dead wrong, and Russillo helps him with that. And the 30 trades a year he'd come up with where he'd try to scoop some talent, DeMarcus Cousins to the Celtics for Fred Smith and a second rounder type of stuff where he's buying. It's very frustrating. So here's him starting the podcast yesterday. Jay and I had a text fight last night because I wanted to play the whole 9 minutes. Jay was like, no, that's lazy. I was like, so? It's awesome. But Jay clipped it up. Here's Bill talking about the reason Kings are contenders.
They're the best offense in the league. I mean, that's not nothing. They're the best at a certain thing. Now, whether you say in the playoffs, will that hold up? I don't know. But they're averaging 121.1 points a game. They're first in offensive rating. The Fox clutch numbers, which we have mentioned a few times on this podcast and on your podcast, are officially just ridiculous. He scored 20% more points, just points, than anyone else in the last 5 minutes of a game. He's shooting 54%. So if I'm just looking at two things, how good are they offensively? Well, regular season, they're the best. Do they have two awesome players? I would say Fox and Sabonis. Sabonis is definitely going to be third-team All-NBA. I think Fox has a real case for second or third-team All-NBA. We can talk about that later. So they have the two players. They have shooting, and they have a real home court advantage, and they have real success now. Like going 37 and 20 over a 57-game span, which is 2/3 of the season. That's a 55-win pace. So they're 11 points better than everyone else in the league in the clutch. And I got to say, eye test-wise, doesn't that add up? So to me, it feels real.
It was more of like a buy or sell.
Sure.
Are the Kings legit Western Conference contenders?
Yeah, and I think I say this a lot about are you going to praise what's good, or are you going to pick apart what's bad? And we just talked about the Warriors in the last segment. Look, they've won 8 games in a row. They've lost 8 games in a row on the road, I said. They've also won 8 games in a row at home. So, I mean, they're doing some good things. They also have some issues there. The Kings, people will point on the negative, lack of experience. Where's their defense?
Right.
All facts, sure. But do you pick that as a reason for why they can't win, or why are they winning? Well, their offense is spectacular.
Yes.
And last night to me was another case of that where they didn't shoot their classic over 50%, but they found a way against, I think, one of the most difficult teams to score on. They've got a perimeter defender in Holiday, a great perimeter defender in Giannis, and then that rim protector in Lopez, and they're the Kings getting to 120. Now, it wasn't enough.
Right.
But, if they lost last night, Dave, like 111-96, I think we'd all be going, yeah, maybe they're not really ready for prime time.
Yeah.
Instead, they led most of the game, scored what they wanted. Sabonis was massive numbers. Herter nearly had a career high, and Fox was awesome. And you go, they belong.
And you needed what, 77 combined at a Holiday,
Yeah,
and Giannis,
yeah, or 100. What from the three from Giannis?
Holiday and
Yeah,
Lopez?
no, it was Lopez,
Or
Middleton.
Sorry,
And that was Middleton's best game of the season.
Yeah.
They had to have that as well.
yeah, and the way Sabonis was just able to go right at Brook Lopez so many times. There's nobody. Sabonis can score against anyone.
Yeah. And he missed some too. I mean,
Yes,
there was
he
a
did.
mixture of like, man, are the Kings just shooting too many threes? But then you go, no, they're getting some bully balls, some attacks at the rim too. I mean, they had a good mix.
They also talked on the pod, Simmons and Russillo did, about the fact that this is a fairly new team playing with each other, but they look like a team that's played together for years. And I have some numbers here that I think are interesting. So the Kings have played 67 games this year. De'Aaron Fox has started 59. Sabonis 64. Barnes 66. Herter 63. Keegan Murray 62 of 64. Remember those two were Paula started. In this day and age in the NBA, I'm going to throw those numbers out one more time. 67 games played. 59, 64, 66, 63, 62 are the games started by your starting five. That means that of 67 games played, they've had their entire starting lineup intact for 59 of them.
Yeah.
That's bonkers.
It is. And so when maybe there's teams like the Bucks who have played more years together, but games and minutes and core time and crunch time, like this team's played together a lot.
And you can't ask for this health every year.
Right.
I mean, you can ask for it. You're not going to get it. But it also makes you wonder, okay, what are they going to look like? Depending on what they do the rest of this year in playoffs and whatever. What are they going to look like after another camp?
Yeah.
And as they play together next year, and Monty McNair and Wes Wilcox going to have it's almost weirdly enough like a second cousin to the Trey Lance, Brock Purdy thing of what do you do this summer and do you do much?
Yeah. I think this year's team, I said it last week maybe, that this will be the hungriest and hopefully, well, I don't hope for this, but maybe the healthiest regular season team this construct of team may have, just because the goal was to get to the postseason.
Yes.
So they're on a quest from day one. Even when they're 0-4, it's like, hey, we've got to get in that play-in mix. Well, they've shattered that.
Yes.
And now it's how high can the seed be? Well, I don't know. They're not in, but they're basically going to be in, barring, something that totally falls apart. But assuming that happens, no matter what the postseason looks like, I just can't imagine them being a hungrier regular season team next year. And that's not a fault of theirs.
No, not at all.
I think this is the one they're going for it.
But the interesting thing when you factor in the core, right? And this is what you look at the summer, like, what do we do, right? Outside of Harrison Barnes, I think De'Aaron's 25.
Yeah.
Domas is 26, 27.
I think you're right.
Okay. Herter 24, 25 in the range. And then Keegan's 22.
Yeah.
Dude, your core is super young.
Okay.
Like you can make the argument that none of those guys have hit their prime yet.
So here's the question for you. And I know we're getting way ahead, but whatever. We got 4 hours. This team as it's constructed.
Coming up next, the 2029 Kings.
No,
How will they look?
I'm going to give you a magical scenario here that has no chance of happening, but I'm trying to ask a question. Let's say you had this exact same roster. I'm talking bench, everything, okay? And let's say for the next 5 years they played together, and for the next 5 years, nobody missed more than 5 or 10 games a year. Do they win a championship?
I think they make a real good push at it, yeah.
Is this a championship roster?
I think it's pretty close.
5 years from now, again, and when you factor in none of the
4
starters,
or 3 or 2
outside of Barnes have hit their prime, it's hard to say right now, objectively, no.
It feels like this roster as constructed is one of those teams that is a Western Conference or final ceiling to me.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And then when you go back to 90, the question I'm getting at is the difficulty for Monty and for Wes, because you look at what you have and you know that your ceiling with this team is better than this franchise has pretty much ever done. But do you take that chance and pull that trigger like they did with Halliburton? Go, somebody that everyone loves has to go because we need to add.
Well, and I think the difference on the teams that end up winning a title, you go, you just don't have a LeBron. You don't have a Giannis. You don't have a Steph.
Yeah.
Or do you? And until they're in the postseason, I mean, De'Aaron's really spectacular, and so is Sabonis. Yes. And I know people go, they're not as good as Giannis.
No.
Well, Giannis, the narrative changed once you get an MVP and win a title.
That's right. He's also one person, not two.
He's also one of one.
Right.
That guy's not just out there. You know what I mean? When you look at, the Kings need this type of player. I'm sorry. There's not just 7 other Giannis's you can pick from and plug in.
It'd be kind of cool if there was.
Yeah, it really would, actually. He's a super nice guy, too.
We'll take a break. When we come back, the 49ers add a veteran quarterback. They also add a huge piece to their defense. We'll get to that after this on Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sactown Sports.
Oh, my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Malik Monk, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. Hands up. No fouls. No fouls. Yes. Great job. Timeout. Hello, Sacramento, and all you listeners, it's Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store. Did you know that when your feet are not properly supported, your whole body can become misaligned, causing pain in your feet, knees, hips, or back? Good Feet arch supports are designed to support all 4 arches of the foot, placing the feet in their ideal pain-relieving position and aligning the body from the feet up. Good Feet arch supports come in a wide range of over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes, so customers can be precisely fit with the arch supports that meets their personal needs. It's one reason why Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store. Visit the Good Feet store now for a free personalized arch support fitting and then take them for a walk. Experience for yourself the pain-relieving comfort, balance, and support of Good Feet. In Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Folks, there's a fast break with the game on the line. He dribbles down the court, passes ahead for the alley-oop, and it's caught for a slam dunk.
Do you need an assist? Regain and optimize your performance. See what Pacific Men's Clinic can do to make your love life the best it can be. Pacific Men's Clinic's safe and pain-free, clinically proven procedure breaks up plaque and stimulates the growth of healthy new blood vessels. Call for your free consultation now at 916-545-7577. That's 916-545-7577.
Your insurance company has an adjuster, shouldn't you? Call 888-GREENSPAN. They handle major insured claims from collapsed and falling trees. They represent you, not your insurance company. When you go to court, you take a lawyer. When you have a claim, engage a private adjuster to level the playing field. Receive correct and fair insurance claim settlements for property damage. Call 888-GREENSPAN today. That's 888-473-6277. California DOI license number 2E11301.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Couple of quick notes before we get into the Niners. During the break, I went and looked at the rain. It is coming down hard.
It's still happening?
Yeah. And looking at the radar, it's going to be happening for a while. Oh, no, good, because we need some rain because we haven't seen it in a while.
Is it all day? Is there a window? We'd like to get out and, hit the pavement. Get some walks in.
Jason, I've got it raining through 6 p.m.
Well, after 6, still
so
daylight.
There you go. And the real thing here, ladies and gentlemen, and this is starting right now, 17 mile an hour, steady winds, gusting to 36. And that is going on almost a directly up curve. It's going to peak right around 11:30 to noon, 52 to 55 mile an hour wind gusts. That is damaging wind. That is wind that will lift things in your backyard. I'm not saying tornadoes and anything crazy. I'm just saying if you have something in your backyard or things that you need to,
batten down.
Batten down
the hatchets.
Bring your pets inside.
Well, that depends.
And based on all of that, I
bet Gus the Bus could handle the wind.
I'm gonna say something that I know I shouldn't, because it's gonna bring It's gonna bring a lot of crap towards me.
Yeah,
you're not afraid.
I think I know where this is going.
One of my wife's and my biggest arguments through the years is always the house being cleaned. So about 4 years ago, we made a decision because we found somebody that was pretty cheap. And twice a month, we have a cleaning lady come and do deep cleaning. The cleaning lady fired me last week.
You told us this is a gem.
I told you this off the air.
Yeah.
She fired us last week because there was dog poop on the floor.
That's gross. And smeared around.
Yeah, well,
and it's not nacho?
Someone, and I have a theory as to who, and it wasn't a member of my family, had stepped in this dog poop that was in the corner on the tile. And the thing is, Gus, the
poop burglar came in.
I don't want to say on the air, but I'm pretty sure the immediate family is innocent here. It's nobody on my end. So I got a big long text. She's like, "Yeah, she literally said, Dave, I gotta let you go." and just I don't want to deal with that. And the thing is that my wife and kids leave at 8 a.m. I come home around 10:30, 11 a.m. So there's a window. But here's the problem. Gus, the French bulldog, who is a stuck-up little priss, he does not like to go outside to do his business when it's rainy or wet.
Doesn't like the wet grass.
He'll stand there.
Go in the toilet, guys.
He'll go straight up to the door and point like he wants to go outside. Then I open the door and he'll put a paw out and then just let me, nah, I'm good. Yeah. So we have to
it's chilly.
Yeah, I don't like it. So we have to take him out there and wait with an umbrella. And yes, it's stupid. I completely agree. So anyways, yeah, when I get home, your point about
I
Gus,
thought you were saying you're going to leave Gus out for the wind to take and just test it.
Just let it go. Hey, not my dog, kind of my dog, but this is my wife's dog, and that's why we are cleaning ladyless now, because we got fired.
Moral of the story, Dave unfortunately has to clean his own house now, folks.
So, or if you'd like to help Carmichael Dave.
Right, can we get a GoFundMe? Anyways, quick breaking news, and then I can wrap this up because this is all based on that. I made the decision during the break. I'm calling an audible today because I don't know what the hell's on tonight's menu. I'm going straight from work. I'm going to the store. It's a beef stew night, guys. It is a thick beef stew night with the gravy in there, potatoes, carrots, beefs. It's a beef.
Any barley? Put some barley in.
It's not a bad idea, Jason Ross. A beef and barley stew night, rain and wind outside, cuddle up and watch the Not Kings game on TV.
Yeah.
And the thing about beef is this, it also helps on your defensive line.
Yes.
And boy, did the 49ers add some beef to their defensive line yesterday. They also, by the way, added
some barley
to the quarterback's room. Sam Darnold, former number 3 pick.
That was a surprise. Right?
I thought so too.
I thought they were going to go, I guess under the true terms, he is a veteran, a younger veteran.
Yeah.
But I thought a Matt Ryan, someone like that, maybe under Kyle Shanahan's system before, would be someone they would be looking at. But that one surprised me.
I thought too. I thought that maybe he was still kind of in the Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota mold of high picks that were still looking for a chance. And I don't. The thing about Sam Darnold is like, can you even close the book on what he is yet? I don't know what he is because he's played for a bunch of crappy teams.
True, but he hasn't really ever shown the ability to shine and stay on those teams or be the reason those teams are going to stick with that quarterback. And I feel like going to the 49ers, isn't he just clearly the third?
Yes.
And so I don't know that we'll learn more about him in the sense, unless it gets to be a disastrous situation like they had in the NFC Championship game where 2 quarterbacks are hurt and basically it was 3 quarterbacks are hurt. You got to go to the 4th option. So he's now option 3, which could be option 2 to start the year if Purdy's not ready. But, he's in a good position because if he gets called on, he just has to keep this thing moving.
I don't want to – I'm not trying to gas up Sam Darnold as the next coming of Jeff Hostetler. I just have to – I'm talking about like later on. Yeah. I just have to ask the question. The man has had 5 years in the NFL being the number 3 pick out of USC. He played his first 3 years, 18, 19, and 20, with the Jets. And then he played last year and the year before with the Panthers. We're literally talking about 2 of the most dysfunctional franchises in the NFL. And, there's kind of a De'Aaron Fox. That should have been my tease. What do Sam Darnold and De'Aaron Fox maybe have in common? There is a De'Aaron Fox corollary where I'm a little hesitant to look at a guy like Sam Darnold and go, I know what I'm getting out of him. Just like with De'Aaron Fox, all of a sudden you surround him with talent. Not that De'Aaron sucked, but he's been completely unlocked. He is a different level, all-star caliber player now.
Yeah, but I mean, Fox was a stud. Just on a bad.
He was.
Like, I don't know that we've ever said Darnold's going to be a top 5 QB in this league.
Can a top 5 quarterback in the NFL go to who's the worst team in the NFL last year?
Texans or
okay.
Bears.
Okay. I know this is one of those silly sports radio questions, but let's explore it. The Houston Texans were 3-13 last year.
Not good.
Really bad. Let's put Patrick Mahomes on the Houston Texans at the start of last season and change nothing else. Not the defense, none of the receivers or running backs.
7 wins, 8 wins.
Okay,
so 9.
Okay.
So you're saying
a winning team, 9-8 for Jay.
9-8. So
I'm going closer to 7 or 8 wins.
I think Patrick Mahomes is that good. He gives them a +6.
I agree.
You're getting zero argument out of me that Patrick Mahomes is not revolutionarily good. You're not. 6 wins from a guy that sits half the game on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think he's
not saying you're wrong. It's just wow.
I mean, I'm without context because, again, you said you're not changing anything. I'm just looking at scores, which is totally unfair. They lost to the Bears 23-20. Maybe they win that game.
Probably.
Let's see. Another close game they had. Lose to the Titans by 7. Lose to the Commanders by 4. Do they win those games? I mean, lose to the Cowboys by 4. They lost to Mahomes and the Chiefs by 6.
That's 5 right there.
I without changing anything, without giving any more receivers, I think that's a world of difference.
Now, let's put Sam Darnold in there.
Same record.
Well, I guess
probably right. They probably win 3 games.
I'm probably.
Hey, the Panthers were 4-2 in games he started last year. Last 6 games of the season.
I could be stretching this, guys. I really could. But isn't there also a chance, for example, that I don't know, was Russell Wilson really that bad last year, or did he switch teams and was he around a bad team? I mean, we're 2 years removed from Russell Westbrook throwing 25 touchdowns with 6 picks. That was the year before. That was his last year in Seattle. And the year before that, he threw 40 touchdowns with 13 picks. Did he just all of a sudden become this crap court? Maybe he did. Seriously, maybe he did. But that's the most recent.
Geno Smith didn't do anything in his career until going to that same system that Russell Wilson was.
That's right.
Throwing darts in.
That's my point. That's my entire point.
I think Sam Darnold with the 49ers, I think the point you're getting at, if he were to start for the 49ers, right, he would have the best year of his career based upon the weapons. I 100% believe that.
So. And what I'm saying is, again, I'm not trying to be stupid and just completely gas up Sam Darnold, but can we sit here today, March 14th, and say that Sam Darnold isn't the best quarterback on the Niners?
I'm still going to go Brock Purdy, but
you had Mr. Irrelevant, the reigning Mr. Irrelevant, not 5 years ago, Mr. Irrelevant that worked out and trained and grew 7 inches. The reigning Mr. Irrelevant came in and was the revelation of the NFL year.
Yeah.
You have Trey Lance or Jimmy Garoppolo comes in, who sucks, but has this tremendous record. Trey Lance, we don't even know what the hell he is right now. So why could we not follow that along and go, oh my God, the number 3 pick out of USC, the actual photo negative of Brock Purdy, who's toiled in obscurity for 5 years. How do we know he's not going to win the job and go crazy next year? I'm just saying, I'm not ruling it out.
Yeah, I don't think he would win the job, but I think what the Niners would want is to happen would be what happened last year, because pecking order when the season started was Lance, Garoppolo, Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect world, Purdy doesn't even see the floor. He's probably inactive every week. Well, things happened. He gets put into the lineup. He thrives. I think perfect scenario this year, the other two are healthy, and Sam Darnold's probably inactive.
Sure.
But you get him to kind of follow the mold of Purdy. Break glass if needed. You've got a guy that was a top 3 pick, but I think hopefully he doesn't play. In that sense, not a shot at him, because I think you have your other pecking order right now, but that could change.
Put it this way, the NFC title game looks a lot different if Sam Darnold comes in and not Josh Johnson.
Yeah.
Be really interesting to see these 3 guys in orange jerseys throwing in training camp and doing drills. Be really interesting to see. Probably not Purdy, because he's gonna be hurt, but really interesting to see. I'm just saying, I think that's a very interesting little thingy dingy dingy.
Oh, thingy dingy.
Yeah, we'll take a break. What did we learn about the Kings last night? It was a loss. Was it a moral loss? Yeah, I said moral loss. We'll talk next.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
For your everyday vehicle. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP oil filter for only $26.99. Do the complete job for the right price. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Tuesday forecast starts out wet, and it's going to get windy as we head through middle of the day into the early afternoon. Plan for winds gusting 40 to 50 miles an hour, steady and heavy rain through early afternoon. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
When it comes to your sewer, what goes down must come out. Get a detailed video inspection absolutely free with any sewer drain cleaning, and keep life flowing in the right direction. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street. Right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Jiffy Lube's Country in the Park, Northern California's biggest country music festival of the year, is back May 5th and 6th at Cal Expo, starring Lady A, Khris Young, Kurt Eldridge, and so many more. Plus, a Boots Boot and Line Dance Saloon, interactive lounges, and Sacramento's best food trucks. Weekend passes start at just $85. Tickets are on sale now at SactownSports.com. Country in the Park, brought to you by Goldfield Trading Post, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, and Richard Wood Home Furnishings.
Thanks to the Xfinity 10G network, my little brother's friends won't leave our house. When I was their age, internet with basically no interruptions was a pipe dream.
You sound like my grandpa.
Now through March 21st, new customers can get 1 gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network. It's just $30 a month for 2 years when you add mobile with unlimited data. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The clock is ticking. Get off the bench and head down to Fasteners Tool Outlet, where you'll find the lowest prices on Milwaukee power tools and so much more. Why pay more at a big box store? Get a triple-double at Fasteners Tool Outlet with weekly and monthly offers, including up to 50% off select hand tools, batteries, power tools, and fasteners. Whether you're looking for a Festool sander, a Saw's top table saw, or a Milwaukee impact driver, Fasteners Tool Outlet has the tools you need to do the job. Make a slam dunk with Fasteners Tool Outlet, 6701 Power Red Road, or on the web at fastenersinc.net.
Time to check out Coastside Medical Clinic, who's dedicated to providing breakthrough remedies for men.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, and Kevin Huerter combined for 86 points last night, but it wasn't enough as Giannis, Khris Middleton, and Brook Lopez combined for 100.
And Milwaukee has continued their domination of the Kings, winning for a 14th consecutive time, dating back a little over 7 years. The final score is 133-124.
The Kings will have another opportunity to get back in the win column tomorrow night in Chicago. It was a big day for the 49ers as NFL free agency opened up yesterday. San Francisco continued to bolster their already league-leading defense by adding Eagles defensive tackle Javon Hargrave to a 4-year, $84 million deal, including $40 million guaranteed, and finding some quarterback insurance as former number 3 overall pick Sam Darnold signed a 1-year deal with the team. Jimmy Garoppolo has found a new home as he'll be the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders next season, agreeing to a 3-year, $67.5 million deal. You can catch up on all the latest NFL free agency news at SactownSports.com. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Forgive me for this, but I gotta say it. So I did my little halftime walk around the building. It's rainy and wet outside, and it's really, really picking up the wind. We've been telling you all day. Wind gusts to 55 miles an hour today. They're picking up right now. They'll peak around noon. And we've made no secret of this. Where we're at off of 160, we're surrounded on the streets by a number of homeless folks. There's RVs and tents and all kinds of stuff that pretty much line the street surrounding us. And when I went down, I just saw something that broke my heart. Somebody had a tent and the tarp blew off and the tent had blown to its side. And it looked like a dad and a couple of kiddos that were trying to gather it up. And it was just down the way they got it, and they were putting it back. And it's like all you could do to just not put your umbrella down and go pitch in. But whatever you're going through out there, and I'm sure everybody's got their own battles. Sometimes there's a little bit of perspective there. It could be a lot worse, and my heart goes out to all those folks out there that are just trying to stay dry and get through all of this. So that's that. I think I've been saying moral loss. I know it's moral victory. Last night was my air quotes favorite loss of the year. I think same with you. I thought we learned from the Kings last night. We learned something we knew. The Bucks are a better team. Mm-hmm. There's a better team. And guess what? They're probably better than 29 teams, if not at worst 28. But we also learned that Giannis, who had been hurting, played, and boy, did he play. Hey, remember yesterday there were people like, I hope Giannis plays. You know what? I'm not, and I'm joking because the two of you wanted him to play.
That was me. I was that guy.
Him to play.
And I didn't.
And I'm glad he did.
And you know what? I am too. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. I am too, because I think it gives you a real, not that, okay. Would I rather them not play and the Kings get the win? Sure. But by him playing and even the Kings losing, you got a full barometer of what a full-strength Bucks team looked like against the Kings. I don't think at that level, that's another thing that we kind of forget, especially with the Kings this year. I don't think road and home really matters much when you get to an elite level. Any elite team can win a road game at any time.
Yeah. Much like the playoffs, you're going to have to win road games and then maybe two in a series.
Absolutely. Yeah. The Kings looked like they weren't as good as the Bucks, but they belong in that. If you want to call top 10 teams, is that fair? Elite. They're there.
Yeah, I think too, for the large part, like, I don't know, if you watch the entirety of the game, we all go to the finish and think about how it ended.
Yeah.
For the first half, who was the better team? The Kings.
The Kings.
And I don't know that it was drastically, and I don't know that the Bucks were drastically better in the second half, but it's impossible to put another team in the spot because matchups are a deal.
Sure.
If the Bucks got that kind of performance every night,
that's right.
Who would have won that game last night? And the Kings were right there.
It took 46 points from Giannis. It took 31.
Middleton was great, and most of that in the second half.
And when you think about how much Middleton's been hurt too, it's
Yeah.
just when you've got Middleton, Giannis, Jrue Holiday, the probable defensive player of the year, and Brook Lopez.
Yeah.
And then Grayson Allen, we make jokes about Grayson Allen all the time. By the way, he wasn't that great last night, but Grayson Allen's a guy who's going to D up his guy, and he's going to hit perimeter shots.
He had a big one late. This team is a really good three-point shooting team that was not making threes in the first half, hit 10 in the second half.
Yeah.
They played well. The Bucks are seasoned.
Yep.
I think that's one of the differences in the two teams. I mean, it's little subtleties that got it done, and they have the more, like, Fox is pretty much unguardable. Sometimes Sabonis feels like he is, but Giannis is so unguardable.
Yes.
That he puts so much pressure on the defense that creates openings. I think they've, we talk about Monty McNair, the job he's done in Milwaukee. They've put the right personnel around Giannis.
Yes.
And so it's a team that's done it a little bit longer and has won at higher levels and in the higher extreme stress games. And found a way. I mean, that was impressive.
Milwaukee has done with Giannis Antetokounmpo everything that Dallas hasn't done with Luka Doncic. And they're not the same player, but they're both otherworldly players in different ways. I actually would love to see how Luka would perform in Milwaukee in place of Giannis. I don't think they'd be as good, but my goodness, that's the type of team you need to surround Luka Doncic with.
I think Luka's hard to play with.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's great.
We've talked about the Westbrook-Harden corollary. Giannis is a guy that he gets his 46. He took 28 shots, but somehow is like still a team player kind of dude.
Yeah, people build the wall. Let Giannis make jump shots. Well, he had 2 threes. He had a couple of mid-range jumpers, and then even he gets deeper into that wall, and then it's just he can stretch and score over everybody. Long, athletic. He's a problem.
He is, and you said here's, and I just kind of want to accentuate what you said real quick about Giannis and kind of like scores 46 points, but weirdly is a team player. I think the vibe is, and I'm not saying Luka's a bad teammate, but can we say unequivocally like Luka Doncic is a leader? I can say that about Giannis and feel really comfortable saying it. Can you say that about Luka comfortably?
No, and I don't think he's a bad teammate in the sense that people hate him.
That's what I mean.
I think that you get when you have somebody that is just so ball dominant and is so into ISO and is so into his own thing. It's like, I don't know. Everyone's been in that little league game where you're playing right field and the ball never comes to you. And so, oh, look, it's a ladybug and you're distracted. Like, I know that's a professional level we're talking about, but I think sometimes for Luka Doncic's teammates, it's like, okay, yeah. All right, Luka, get yours. And by the way, much of the time Luka gets his, but it kind of takes everybody out of the game. And I don't feel like Giannis does that.
And we saw, what did Giannis put up last night?
46.
Yeah, light work. Look at what the rest of his teammates did though, too. Look, Khris Middleton, monster game. Brook Lopez, monster game.
Yeah.
Other guys are getting involved.
Yeah. And a lot of times it's Jrue Holiday. He wasn't there last night for that offensively, but it's a great team.
Also need to point this out too. I don't want to make too much of it. Our boy Keegan's in a little bit of one right now. 11 of 32 over his last 4 games. 37 minutes in that 5 of 12 game 4 games ago. That was against New Orleans. 26 minutes, 15 minutes against Phoenix, 22 last night. And I don't mind Keegan missing shots as much as I mind Keegan not taking shots. And boy, did he look hesitant at times last night.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is one of those, and I'm sure it's happening. This is one of those Mike Brown water cooler moments.
Yeah. And I think that's, you evolve as a player. And the one thing that I would say that Keegan seems to miss is that, like, people talk about the dog or the aggression.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's skilled. But late in the game, they're playing Lyles because Lyles isn't afraid to take that shot. I'm not saying Keegan's afraid, but he's willing to pass. And that can be good. It can be the right play. But sometimes if you're out there and you're as good a shooter as the team has, you need to shoot the shot that's open.
Yes.
And so Trey Lyles will do that. Trey Lyles will compete, will go as much as he can offensively, defensively. And so to me, I don't really have a problem with that because I think, a lot of times people had said this before, like, man, while Monk's hot, why can't Herter be hot? Or while Herter's hot, why can't Monk be hot? It's really hard for all 5 or 6, 7, 8 guys to be great every night.
That's right.
Fox and Sabonis usually are there. And then it's nice, though, that you're getting Barnes and Herter, or it's Monk and Davis, and it's Lyles and Murray. It's usually 2 to 3 other guys. So Kessler was great. Well, at someone's expense. TD didn't play. Murray played less. Well, someone's getting those minutes.
Sure.
It's impossible to have like last night. Holiday is an all-star. It was okay. The other guy shined.
Yeah.
Bucks still won.
Yes.
It's about winning.
I think this is a copycat league, and film goes around and things go around. And I love Keegan more than life itself, and he's a rookie, and he's gone through these slumps and bounced right out. And I think he's going to bounce out of this one. I think the question that's being asked of Keegan Murray right now around the league is, can he handle physicality?
Mm-hmm.
Not, and I'm not going to go as far as to say is Keegan Murray soft, but I think that's what other teams are asking right now. When you look at these last 3 games, who'd they play? They played the Knicks, the Suns, and the Bucks. 3 of the most physical teams in the NBA, and they got physical with him. And so now you're going to have other teams going, well, hey, is that the key to Keegan Murray? Just chase him around, get in his face, knock him around a couple times? Is he going to kind of shrink down like a violet? I don't know why I just had this thought, but how much is today's show different if that's Keegan Murray and Brook Lopez?
Oh my gosh. Right.
How great would that be? Keegan just grabs him by the,
out of character.
Number one, but that's just not him.
Right. But
that's
it's also, high school. When you're in high school, freshman years, this is weird for me.
Yes.
Second year, you're better off. Third year,
sure.
Senior year, I got this. So, just more time with anything. And also, by the time he was in college, too, when you're asked to be the guy, he's not asked to be the guy here.
No.
He wants to be a piece of it. And there's times, though, that I think he can be the guy that he needs to realize that.
Let's
I think someone like Keegan's just going to have to learn over the years that it's okay to be a little selfish sometimes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And that's just not this team's DNA right now, though. But he's fitting in where he gets in right now. That's exactly what a rookie should be doing. Let's hear from these folks. Fox, Sabonis, and Coach Mike Brown. We'll get the post-game audio reaction next.
It's Khris and Company with Khris Watkins.
We are we're just letting Domantas Sabonis' performances just go by the wayside right now. Over his last 14 games, he's averaging 20.3 points per game, 11.9 rebounds, 7.1 assists on 62% from the field. That's absurd. 20, 12, and 7. Nobody else in this league is putting up numbers like that.
Khris and Company with Khris Watkins. Weekdays from 10 to 11.
On Sactown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave from my good friends at American Energy. Right now, get $2,500 off a new HVAC whole system installation. Now is the time to replace that system. $2,500 off a new HVAC whole home system. 0% financing, payment plan options available. There's no reason to keep putting this off. Schedule today, 916-520-9990, and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
I watched a 9-minute clip of Rick Rubin working with Jay-Z on 99 Problems yesterday. They filmed it. If you get a chance, watch it on YouTube. It's genius. Rick Rubin's just a big, long-haired, bearded dude, but he's basically a guru. He's produced everybody from Loretta Lynn to the Beastie Boys to Jay-Z. He's got Grammys for country, hip-hop, R&B. There you go. And how about this? How about catching this on tape? Jay-Z is at Rick Rubin's house getting his hair cut because that's what happens. There's literally a bison walking around. I'm not making this up. There's a live bison in Rick Rubin's house. And Rick Rubin peeks his head in and goes, "Hey, Jay, what if we start the song out a cappella? If you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but it ain't one. Hit me." And Jay kind of runs it over his head and he goes, yeah, that's money, dude. Let's do that. And thus, the start of one of the most iconic songs in hip-hop history happened, and you got to see it right before your eyes. Check it out. It's online. Welcome back. I'm Dave. That's Jason. That's Jay. We're taking you all the way. Jason Ross till 10 a.m.
Yeah.
How about that?
You're not going all the way till 10?
I said we.
Oh.
No, we.
I think it was all bangers all the time.
Yeah.
All bangers all the time.
All bangers all the
It's about
time.
to get lit.
It is about to get lit. It got lit last night at Golden One Center. Saw the by the way, the 40 win guys. We're getting 40. They were courtside next to Vivek and Matina. It was Vivek, Matina, and then the 40 win guys. I like how Vivek put the one person buffer in between just in case. Anyways,
we're the 50 win guys. 40 win guys undersold the team.
That's what we talked about yesterday. Now they said 40 wins. Guess what? Very next game lost. And by the way, if they only win 40 games this year, that goes from oh my God, the profits to you just cursed us.
Now you're cursing.
You just cursed us.
Yeah.
You know what I would add more respect for? Oh, we getting 82. Say that. We're getting 82 wins next time. Well, they didn't get a win last night. It was a phenomenal game. It was very entertaining. Obviously more entertaining if you're a Bucks fan, I guess, but gee golly. It was fun for everybody until the end for Kings fans. We learned a lot. And De'Aaron Fox, the analyst. Yeah, dude, I agree with Foxy 100%. The Bucks are very good.
Someone like Giannis is getting downhill all game. Obviously, we took 2 charges in the first half. I don't think we took any in the second half. And I feel like we were just able to, limit some of those guys. We let Khris get going too much in the second half. And I kind of think that's what hurt us. Obviously, Brook had a good game. But I think with Khris getting going in the second half and seeing the ball go through the net and getting to the free throw line, I think that really hurt us in the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that fouling in the second half was a factor, right? They barely put the Bucks on the line, so now you make them, I won't say work less, but they got to the line. That's what they do besides hitting their threes. They hit threes, 10 in the second half, much more efficient. And 80 points, that was big number for the Bucks in the second half.
Domantas Sabonis, he had his work cut out for him as well, and he also talked about that second half.
Like I said, they're a really good team. They got a lot of weapons, and we kind of let go of our foot on the gas on some guys, in the second half, and then they got going, and they had 37-43, in the third and fourth. So that's just unacceptable. It's tough.
I think I heard this yesterday. I think somebody reported it. I hope so. If not, apologies. But I heard. Did you hear that the Sabonis family's expecting again?
I did not hear that.
Yeah, I
No,
saw that
that's
making the rounds yesterday. So hope that's right. And good for them. Just a lot of baby Kings.
Arvidas is having another one?
Yes. RV.
Will he be as skilled?
Arvidas is having yet another child. In the end, though, the Kings did lose. They did not go down without a fight, and that's what impressed Domas the most.
We've been playing great basketball after the All-Star break, and to see that guys are still fired up, even though that game was lost at that moment. Guys want to compete, guys want to come out, and play to win, so that's good. We got to keep all that energy and increase it for the final stretch.
We'll go back to De'Aaron Fox here real quick and what his takeaway was from last night.
Yeah, we just have to be able to take it to him for 48 minutes. The second half we gave up 80 points, so you're not going to win too many games giving up 80 in either half, and We just made too many mistakes, just in the second half in general, not just down the stretch, but in the second half, we just made far too many mistakes.
Coming up at 9 a.m., Jason, we're going to talk about the kerfuffle.
Yeah, the end of the game.
The end of the game, which was part of the fight Sabonis was talking about.
Yeah, the game went the way it went here as far as the Bucks winning, but I think sometimes if it had finished, with the way the Kings were playing in Milwaukee, if we were doing the show in Milwaukee, you're going, man, Fox is really a special player. Sabonis worked Lopez he had a significant triple-double.
Yes, he did.
This Kevin Huerter guy, the Kings put up a lot of the DNA was of a Kings win. It really was. And so you just go, that's how impressive Milwaukee was. And I think Fox is right. It needed 48 minutes. I think they had about 43 of pretty good basketball.
Yeah.
And I don't even know. There were stretches where the Bucks obviously caught him and then passed him, but then the Kings, I felt like the Kings delivered the first punch, came out swinging, they were great, and then took many punches and kept handling them. Then it was the last one they couldn't handle.
I couldn't agree with you more. And we looked at those numbers earlier, the threes they made, the assists. There are a lot of harbingers of a Kings victory, which goes to show me again last night why I'm not 1% upset with them losing, because we didn't get a perfect game out of them.
No.
We almost got a perfect game out. I mean, it was a really good. The Kings did not get cheated.
Yeah, so 8-2 since the break. The two losses are Minnesota and Milwaukee, both at home. Minnesota again, right down. That was even down to the end.
Yes,
and then Milwaukee, you lose to a great team that played really well. So it's just, can you keep doing this consistently the last stretch here? And I love the way they're playing. I love their compete level. They've just got a confidence about them, a swagger about them. And then it's just, the little things need to go your way at the end. Even at the end where it's like, man, they still might be able to do this. Remember, Fox was in transition and slipped.
Yep.
You go down the other end of the Bucks score. I think Middleton also had a three that bounced and went in. Little things. Those are, it's not, the Bucks deserve the win. It's just, man, sometimes you need a break here or there too. And the Kings didn't quite get that.
I remember that. I remember the Middleton shot because I was wrestling on the couch with my son while we were watching the game, just a little back and forth, and my daughter decided to get involved, and right when Middleton shot it, she came over for to jump on me, and her knee landed in the wrong.
Oh wow!
I had a standing 8 count, and right, and while I'm looking around and I'm trying to look past her to see if the shot went out, oh my God, he made it!
Yeah. Well, even there was a one shot clock play where Lopez had it about 6 feet beyond the arc, and then wait. Is he really going to shoot that? And of course he makes it. Man,
that's right.
But they're good.
We will talk about that the kerfuffle I keep calling at 9 o'clock. But Mike Brown had a statement.
100%. I don't know what happened, but so we ain't taking no from nobody. Trust me on that. And they all gonna have each other's back in there. That don't mean we gonna go out there and start something. We're not, but we gonna stand up for ourselves and each other.
And again, we'll get into this conversation in depth. I want to break this thing down, tail of the tape style. And I do think that both sides have reasonable points, whether you're a Bucks fan or a Kings fan. And I'm going to ask Kings fans to switch places too. There was just, there were things on both sides that led to this. And to be honest with you, I thought everybody, once Giannis did the Giannis thing, I thought everybody acted the exact way that they should act. I thought everybody acted completely appropriately. I thought every part of that afterwards was exactly how the dominoes should have fallen when you have two highly competitive teams playing against each other. A lot of frustration going around that whole time. We'll take a break. When we come back, we got magic numbers. We got standings. We got to take a look. Not a lot of help last night in the NBA for the Sacramento Kings. We'll get to it next, right after this.
These magic numbers.
Yeah, I could tell.
When your team is close to mine, won't last forever unless this King season doesn't end on time.
The only place you'll find Kevin Huerter is Sactown Sports.
Huerter's open, steps into three. He's got the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Kevin Huerter, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Your insurance company has an adjuster, shouldn't you? Call 888-GREENSPAN. They handle major insured claims from collapsed and falling trees. They represent you, not your insurance company.
For over 75 years, Greenspan has been there for property owners, helping thousands of businesses, families, and communities receive correct and fair insurance claim settlements for property damage. Greenspan is your private adjuster, leveling the playing field. Call 888-GREENSPAN today. That's 888-473-6277. California DOI license number 2E11301.
Folks, there's a fast break with the game on the line. He dribbles down the court, passes ahead for the alley-oop, and it's caught for a slam dunk.
Do you need an assist? Regain and optimize your performance. See what Pacific Men's Clinic can do to make your love life the best it can be. Pacific Men's Clinic's safe and pain-free, clinically proven procedure breaks up plaque and stimulates the growth of healthy new blood vessels. Call for your free consultation now at 916-545-7577. That's 916-545-7577.
It's hard to find a better selection of trucks ready to drive home today than you'll find at M&S Auto on El Camino, right off the Cap City Freeway. M&S customers come back because they know they always get a clean car, truck, or SUV, and they save thousands. You can get a great deal now on a Jeep, F-150, Ram, or Silverado, and you're going to get treated right at M&S Auto Sales. First-time buyers are always welcome. MS Auto Sales, msautogroup.com.
Founded in Northern Ireland, PRG has grown from humble beginnings to become the top brand in custom golf accessories for most of the world's top 100 golf courses. PRG offers original designs as well as Arnold Palmer, Folds of Honor, collegiate license, and Major League Baseball product designs. PRG is the official supplier of the Ryder Cup. PRG is available at major golf shops, or PRG makes it easy to purchase directly for your individual use at prg-golf.com. prg-golf.com.
Kenny and Jerry here from Bell Brothers, and people always ask us, why does a heating and air conditioning company also sell replacement windows?
Simple. We're all about lowering your energy bills and keeping your home comfortable. And for a lot of homes in the area, old, outdated windows are a major problem.
If your home is more than 10 years old, you should at least get your windows inspected.
Chances are high that new, ultra-efficient windows from Bell Brothers will make a world of difference, both in energy bills and the comfort of your home.
And right now, when you buy 8 or more windows, we'll give you 50% off any sliding glass door or a free pet door.
So, call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary. Subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all areas. Actual Pie customer.
As a small business, we're always looking for ways that we can offer the quality product and get some cost savings.
Meet Michelle from J.J. Pfister Distilling Company, a small business in California. When looking for workers' comp coverage tailored to the company's needs, she discovered Pie Insurance.
We heard about Pie Insurance being geared for a small business, gave Pie a call, and ended up switching.
Is your small business overpaying for workers' comp insurance? See how much you could save at trypie.com. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate, so your workers' comp audit experience is simplified.
We saved about 30% off of our workers' comp insurance when we switched to Pie.
It's as easy as pie to get the savings you deserve. What are you waiting for? Ask your agent for Pie or get a quote in 3 minutes at trypie.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, and Kevin Huerter combined for 86 points last night, but it wasn't enough as Giannis, Khris Middleton, and Brook Lopez combined for 100.
And Milwaukee has continued their domination of the Kings, winning for a 14th consecutive time, dating back a little over 7 years. The final score is 133-124.
The Kings will have another opportunity to get back in the win column tomorrow night in Chicago. It was a big day for the 49ers as NFL free agency opened up yesterday. San Francisco continued to bolster their already league-leading defense by adding Eagles defensive tackle Javon Hargrave to a 4-year, $84 million deal, including $40 million guaranteed, and finding some quarterback insurance as former number 3 overall pick Sam Darnold signed a 1-year deal with the team. Jimmy Garoppolo has found a new home as he'll be the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders next season, agreeing to a 3-year, $67.5 million deal. You can catch up on all the latest NFL free agency news at SactownSports.com. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sactown Sports.
Want to let you know, big night from Giannis, big game in general. That's your top story at SactownSports.com. Also, Jimmy Garoppolo going to the Raiders. And De'Aaron Fox's goal. It's not, just hanging out. It's not just, making a basket. Frankie Cardicelli writes, it's his goal to win a championship with the Sacramento Kings.
This one obviously not up on SactownSports.com yet. Have you seen Adam Schefter's latest? For the last 5 minutes. Can I inform you?
Oh, please.
With the Jets closing in on a deal for wide receiver Alan Lazard, another wide receiver expected to be on their radar in the coming days of free agency is, take a guess.
Odell Beckham Jr.
Think more Alan Lazard-esque.
Cobb.
Jason Ross for the win.
That's hilarious.
It's actually LOL hilarious.
You know what else I find kind of hilarious? I mean, a lot of stuff, to be honest, but so this is an interesting year for the Sacramento Kings. It is a resurgence. No, keep your headphones on, Jay. I want you to be a part of this, Jay. It's a resurgence for the Kings. All the stories we're putting together. 16-year playoff run or lack of run ending and all that. But here's it hit me yesterday in game 67. And I find it bonkers we're not talking about this more.
What's that?
This is the 100th anniversary of the Kings. This year, this is the 100th anniversary of the franchise. They were the Rochester Seagrams. They were founded in 1923. Look it up. They are the oldest continuously active running NBA franchise in the league. Now, we've talked about that before. They're older than the Knicks. They're older than the Celtics, the Lakers. They're the oldest franchise that has run continuously in the NBA, and this is their 100th anniversary. Now, listen, what's crazy to me, and again, I need to leave my post and go be the VP of marketing for this team or something, because teams and businesses in general will look for anything to theme because it helps sell things. So you could, it's the big 80. What? Okay, I guess that's a thing. Or how we find stats. Domantas Sabonis is the first Sacramento Kings player in history to have 21, 17, and 15 on a Tuesday in March. Okay, it's the 100th anniversary of the Kings, and all this stuff is happening right now. And how is this not a big thing?
I don't know. Do you do that? Then in 2 years, the 40th year in Sacramento means nothing.
Also, how do you commemorate 100 years of the franchise?
Well, first off, you sell a buttload of merchandise.
You think everyone's going to walk around with
100 years of basketball.
Basketball mediocrity since 23.
Does Rochester do anything for you?
Well, I mean, Rochester.
You don't even like the title being up from Rochester. You want to celebrate fact that that's where it started?
Kansas City.
This is history. And of course, you're going to have, the.
Okay, well, then do you celebrate the 100th year of the 1951 title like 30 years
Yes.
ago? No, you say you don't even like the fact that we recognize it.
I don't, but you still do. And I think you celebrate the 40th year in Sac. Here's the thing. It's the same reason why I told you before. Gary Gerald deserves to have his microphone raised to there's no doubt about it. Deserves it more than anyone. Also, there's a free night to sell more, do more things and have your G-Man commemorative. Blah.
The team's good. Who the hell is buying tickets because it's remember the Seagrams night at Golden One?
Right. I'm saying.
Do you think they're selling more tickets? It's Cincinnati Royals headband giveaway.
Well, first off, I think it's a commemoration. It's not just for the tickets.
Come get a pen.
It's commemorating the thing. All right. And secondly,
get a Buffalo nickel.
I'll wear a Seagrams jersey.
Do you know why? You said it. It took you how many games? 67?
Yes.
Because nobody cares.
That's my point, though. I'm saying they should. It's the one.
Why didn't you care until there were 15 games left?
I forgot.
So it's not that important.
I didn't know. Shame on me, too. But at least I'm trying
It's
to bring
not
it
shame
out.
on you. You're just a normal fan.
It is. We are the first team in the National Basketball Association that can celebrate a 100th anniversary. It's not 75. It's not 50. It's
We're
not
also
64.
arguably the worst franchise in NBA history.
100 years
of crap.
No, there's a title in there. 2000s.
You're right. We don't talk about the 30s Kings enough.
No.
Do you remember 47?
What a year.
Why is it? How am I getting pushback on the fact that I'm bringing up that this is the 100th year of the franchise?
Your Mr. Poll question on Twitter.
Yes.
Put that out there.
Do people care?
Yes.
Well, I will tell you this. I will do that. Can I also tell you that if they say
frame it appropriately?
Can I also tell you that people care about a lot of times what they are told to care about? Can we agree on marketing and all that? Like, if this had become a thing,
yes and no.
I will also say this, by the way. I will tell you this much. I'll just bet you it'll be celebrated at some point. I'll bet you it wasn't celebrated this year.
How many phone calls did you put in about this yesterday?
I don't want to talk about that.
This is what leads me to believe is he got a bug up his you-know-what yesterday.
I might have had a caller of 12. But what I will say is I think had the Kings had this year last year, I think they'd be celebrating 100 years. I think... I mean, and listen, you can make the argument that the NBA was not the NBA until years later, but they still were a professional basketball. They're the only one that has continuously run. The Sacramento Kings are older than the NBA. We don't talk about that, the franchise. And I'm the only one who cares.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Just rustling paper. I did not want the Kings to win the championship. Anyways, welcome back. As we and by the way, you're in charge? Can we get some?
Am I?
Can we get some?
News to me.
Can we get some imaging
for the 100 years?
Your home of the 100-year-old Sacra, celebrating the 100th year of
Seagram's Royals.
Right.
Kings.
Shouts to, can we get maybe some original players to show up to the games?
I think the verbiage has to have all of their names, not the players, the teams.
Yeah.
Seagram's, Pros, Royals,
but
Kings.
It's Rochester Royals.
Yes.
Cincinnati Royals.
Yes.
Kansas City, Omaha Kings.
Yes.
Kansas City Kings.
And Kings.
And then whatever was before.
Apparently from 1942 to 1943, they were known as the Rochester Eber Seagrams.
See?
Perfect. You got to work that in.
Gotta get them in. That's the group we're honoring.
Where are the
You know who's a historian like this and we can book on the show for you? And I know it'll make you happy is Ari Grasswich.
Yes.
He wrote a book about it and everything.
Honor 100 years.
You in, Jason? I'm in.
Dave is.
I'd honestly rather clean our bathrooms with my tongue. Top to bottom.
Wow, I thought we were honoring 100 years.
I honestly,
it's a big year.
I would rather sit on a meat thermometer.
Hey, you tell people what to care about.
I mean, Seagrams. That's the wine coolers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, baby.
No, it's a gin. I drink it. They pay me for it.
All right. All of that was just to minimize the amount of time we're going to be spending on standing watch.
Why? It wasn't all bad.
Oh, that was kind of. It wasn't all bad. Explain that, Jason Ross.
Well, Memphis won. That hurt.
Yeah.
Kings lost, so they move a game back.
Okay.
Phoenix lost, though. There's a lot of people concerned that Phoenix could be a team that could catch the Kings. So that's 2 straight losses for Phoenix, and maybe a third tonight. They play the Milwaukee Bucks.
I am rooting.
Go Milwaukee.
I am rooting for Milwaukee. Now, all of a sudden, enemy of enemy friend.
Yeah.
Yes, we are now a Bucks hive.
Dallas lost, right? I think they're out of the equation. But you start to look at 8 down is now below 500.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, interesting.
A Lakers win tonight at the Pelicans. They are tied for the 8th seed. Moving on up.
The Lakers and Warriors are both. We know the Warriors are. Lakers are getting in the playoffs.
I didn't think they were, but looks like they might now. And a lot of it's opened up because a lot of people are beating each other. And by the way, is Portland folding? Are they trying anymore?
No.
Like Dame keeps sitting out. Wink, wink.
Oh, they're done.
Yeah.
Nah, they're done. Absolutely.
Kings face them twice still.
Thank God. Weirdly enough, though,
You know what's even weird about that is you still hear all the reports are Dame's more committed than ever to winning a title in Portland.
Well,
Houseway.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, I love Dame Lillard. I do. He's one of my two favorite non-Kings players in the league.
Who's the other?
Oh, who is the other? I forget, but I know it's not Dame. So here's my
probably was a Seagram.
Luka. It was definitely a Seagram.
Is there any point in Dame's career where he actually I know that he gets flack for everything, but where there's legit flack where it's you owe it. If you're going to truly be great, you owe it to we need to see you win a championship, and you by staying in Portland, you're not truly a great. You have to go somewhere and get a ring. And if you're just happy with your team and loyal to them and no rings, then you don't belong with the great.
He's truly a great.
I agree with you. And you know what? 70 years from now, we're going to celebrate the 100th year of Dame Lillard because that's what you do.
Yeah.
And I like this comment on the text line. We are the true 1%ers. We have one championship in 100 years. And I'm sure, by the way, now that he knows about it, our guy Frankie is going to be writing about that, I hope, at SactownSports.com. How about you write an article on all the other teams in the NBA celebrating 100-year anniversaries or that have celebrated 100-year anniversaries ever? It'll be a really short article because it won't have anyone in it but the Kings. But nobody cares.
Yeah.
The NBA is not even 100.
They're older than the NBA. How great is that? The NBA basically was founded because they liked what the Rochester Royals. Without the Kings, probably no NBA. And everyone's worried about, Ryan Russillo said something nice about the Kings. 100 years. We'll take a break. Very disappointed in all of you. When we come back, who's hot? Who's not? I don't know. Because it doesn't matter. It's not worth celebrating. We'll get to that next.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sactown Sports.
Spins away from the defender. In the paint. Soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey, Sacramento. It's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
From local town councils to Capitol Hill, agents who are realtors are standing up for what's right. We're here protecting property rights. Here advocating for the issues that affect our neighborhoods. Here championing fair and equitable housing for all. Because we are realtors, bound by a code of ethics, driven to serve our communities. We're here for it all. Here for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The clock is ticking. Get off the bench and head down to Fasteners Tool Outlet, where you'll find the lowest prices on DeWalt power tools and so much more. Why pay more at a big box store? Get a triple-double at Fasteners Tool Outlet with weekly and monthly offers, including up to 50% off select hand tools, batteries, power tools, and fasteners. Whether you're looking for a Festool sander, a Saw's top table saw, or a DeWalt impact driver, Fasteners Tool Outlet has the tools you need to do the job. Make a slam dunk with Fasteners Tool Outlet, 6701 Powell Road, or on the web at fastenersinc.net.
Thanks to the Xfinity 10G network, my little brother's friends won't leave our house. When I was their age, internet with basically no interruptions was a pipe dream.
You sound like my grandpa.
Now through March 21st, new customers can get 1 gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network. It's just $30 a month for 2 years when you add mobile with unlimited data. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity internet. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Air and Solar, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who's hot, Jason Ross?
Jay, I want you to tell me.
You sure?
Yes,
You
please
ready
do.
for this one? James Wiseman, of all people.
Mr. Double-Double?
Yeah, last night, speaking of double-doubles, in 24 minutes, had 18 points, 14 boards, 5 of those coming on the offensive glass.
He never made it as a wise man.
3 blocks on 53% from the field, playing very effective as a member of the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, they broke their long losing streak on those Pacers.
Yeah, they did. Who's not?
Who's not?
Our Sacramento Kings.
Uh-oh.
They're
Why?
no longer the 2 seed.
Oh, well, that's mean.
Yeah, but hey, it's the 100-year anniversary,
It
so we
is.
have that
Let's
to fall back
celebrate.
on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
We're talking to you.
What? We'll count the rest of the show because you guys don't care about the anniversary.
That's what he said, and I was in the Who's Not.
It's wet outside. This just in. You know what's not hot? The weather.
Yeah, true.
Who's not? Did I miss that?
Yeah, you missed the whole thing.
Who was not?
The Kings. I said they're not hot. No, because they fell out of the number 2 seed. But, good news is it's the 100-year anniversary. So
Celebrate.
we have that to fall back on.
You guys are lamos. You guys are lamos.
Put the Twitter poll out yet?
Oh, no.
You don't even want to do it.
What is even our Twitter? Or
I don't know.
Care?
You want to celebrate this 100 years of whatever it is.
All right. Well, so what? Do you care that the Sacramento?
Should we be making a huge deal? You
Yeah,
want to make
you want
a
a huge deal out of this.
Should the fact that the Kings franchise, why wouldn't you autocorrect that? Franchise turns 100 this season. Are you guys okay if, for historical context, I say in parentheses, the first NBA team to do so?
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Are we
okay?
certain of that?
What?
Are we certain of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
NBA team to do so. Should the fact that the Kings franchise turns 100 this season, the first NBA team to do so, be celebrated, right?
No, a huge celebration. That's what you want.
I think that is leading a bigger celebration. Can we agree on that? Because I think some people will be like, no, I think it should be huge. I just think it should be a celebration.
That would probably be you.
Be more of a big deal.
There you go.
Deal. Or are you stupid?
That's not leading the witness.
Okay. Or are you not? There you go. Or
My
are
favorite thing is 90% people say, yes, I'm stupid.
or are you not a real Kings fan?
That's it, right? That's how you're selling this.
Yes. Nothing wrong with that. You can find that out and more at SactownSports.com.
There you go.
Can read all about the Kings and the 49ers. 3 in the key?
Yes, we participated yesterday.
I'd rather not.
Yeah.
Why?
I didn't do good.
I don't think Jason, I think you won all 3. That's my.
I'm predicting that as well. I did really bad.
I did too. Unless there's one I'm forgetting that I got. I know at least one, if not two. Or
I like how you guys said that, but you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Oh.
All right. Category yesterday was bench points, our first one, because the Kings are coming off that monster game against Phoenix.
Okay, I do remember I said they were going to come down to earth a little bit.
You said 31 bench points.
I said 31 bench points.
I said 39. JMR said 34. So we all said they would come down to earth. 17.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Dave, that's you.
They came down to earth and they crashed on the ground and they broke their collarbone.
But that's you winning that, Dave.
I did 1-0, baby. Woo!
We also asked for the largest lead for Milwaukee and Sacramento.
Okay.
Dave, you said 12 for the Bucks, 3 for the Kings. I said 12 for the Bucks, 9 for the Kings. Jay said 14 for the Bucks, 7 for the Kings. The correct answer was 11 for the Bucks and 15 for the Kings. So I guess I'm a little closer.
I think you're a little closer.
A little bit.
Especially on Kings.
Yeah.
You win.
And then the last one, call your shot. Dave, you went with good old Bobby Portis. That's 13 and 13.
That's the one I remember. He
just
did.
Take a 1 off of each. He had 3 and 3.
That's what I meant. 13 to 13 minus 10.
I said Lopez and Sabonis would combine for 6 3-pointers.
Yes.
Sabonis hit 1. Brooke hit 4. Close. 5. Way off.
Yeah.
And Jay said Keegan Murray would go for 17 or more points. He had 7. You guys just added a 1 to all your categories.
What was this? Oh, we'd be pleasantly surprised. We sucked.
No, Dave won the bench points.
Yeah, by default.
So check this out. I have a poll update to add to this now. I do. So Jay decided to put a poll out on the and by the way,
Jay decided to put a poll out?
Well, who put the poll out on YouTube?
Not I.
Well, there's a poll on our YouTube chat about this. Did somebody sneak in and do this poll?
Chris, did you do that?
I know where I'm voting.
So should the fact?
Oh, come on!
Should the fact that the Kings franchise turns 100 this season be more of a big deal? Well, it was 55 until Jason Ross voted.
Yes, I want to vote again.
It's 52-48. Yes, it's a big deal. Also, skewed poll because 2 of the votes are going to be you and Jay, number 1, and number 2. Everyone who listens to this show is automatically going to vote against me out of.
That's not true.
No.
You have your groupies in the chat.
You got your group.
You have 18 accounts.
Your face is candy coated, Joe.
Yeah, see.
On the Twitter though, I will accept these results because these are fair and balanced. We already have 89 votes in a poll that's been up 2 minutes. So can I just say there's passion? 78% say it should be celebrated.
How so? What are we doing? What are we doing for the 1937 whatever Seagram's Coolers Kings they are?
100 greatest plays in history.
You couldn't even come up with 100.
Merch with the 100. Here we stayed. 100. Like 100. 100. 100. 100. 100. Right? Yes. 100. It's a milestone. Like the biggest one.
Didn't have the beam back then.
The beam.
Also, Seagram's 23. Wasn't that prohibition?
It's an illegal team.
It would.
There you go. That's why the Kings are cursed.
I mean,
started back then.
Was this franchise born out of prohibition?
Oh, can't drink. Let's watch basketball.
Sactown Tony wants the 100 best Scal buckets.
Okay, that I can get behind.
Did Scal have 100 buckets with the team? Honest to God question. I don't think that they did. He did. 103 votes. Sticking strong, 78%. What percent will it take for you? Okay, what percent would it take for you guys to go, wow, yeah, maybe they should have celebrated it. We were wrong about the fan base.
None.
0.
So it could be 10,000 votes and 100%.
They just have to do it, and I'll go, cool celebration. Other than that, not in for it.
Oh, hey, look, Disney's celebrating their 100th anniversary this year.
Disney, and they're the same. These are the same.
Yeah, Disney
things.
and the Seagram Kings
They
Royals.
are not the same. One is a basketball team, and the other makes movies about basketball teams and doesn't run them on ESPN. Point being, and you know what? You know who celebrated 100
Walt
years?
Disney and Les Harrison, same person, right?
You know, well, Walt Disney was probably more problematic. I didn't know Les personally, but yes. You know who else celebrated 100-year anniversary? America.
Yep, America and
has
the
celebrated 100
Kings.
years.
Kings literally changed their colors away from the red, white, and blue. Are the Kings commies? 339-1140.
Why did we wait till 100 years? Why haven't we celebrated at 97, 98, and all the other years?
Well,
where was the 90-year milestone? Where was the 75?
Yeah, we don't even acknowledge those teams.
I mean, I understand the 75. We're not going to be like, it's the 94th year. Nobody does that.
They do 75. They do 50.
75, 50, 100. I saw a thing.
So we didn't at 75.
No, we didn't. And you know what? Probably. Guess what? You know what was 75?
We had 25 years to get it right.
Hey. Oh, God.
Still messing
That
up.
just moved right past
I'm
it.
so glad you said that. I was just about to uncork it. Oh, yeah? Well, 75, that was 15 years ago, and we haven't made the playoffs since. I was just about to uncork that, and then you did the math for me. Ugh.
Hey, what happened 7 years ago when the arena was demolished?
Right, that was a fun one yesterday. What did you explain the last 7 years? It wasn't demolished. We'll take a break. Hey, you know what? Jesse916, one of our most loyal listeners, who, by the way, said he walked to work today in the chat with no umbrella. Like, why did you? Anyways,
He flew to work.
he says that you guys are downers today. And you know what? I agree. You guys, Race and Joss and May Jars, both of you downers who don't like to celebrate awesome things.
I suggest you get us motivated and you take that RV trip to celebrate. Go find the original basket.
Yes.
Go to Les Harrison's grave.
Yep.
Yes.
And bring it all back and we celebrate.
When we come back, let's celebrate the mini scuffle from last night. Kevin Lyles.
Well, that sounds like a downer.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah, way to buy in.
It's the 1 day anniversary, and we're celebrating right here on Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports is your new home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Let's go, Niners! Yeah!
Debo,
Debo 10! Debo! Touchdown!
McCaffrey,
I'm just proud to be a 49er.
CMC!
Mine!
Kittle.
And it is caught by George Kittle again.
They all live here. Sactown Sports, your official home for 49ers football in the 916.
For your everyday vehicle. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP oil filter for only $26.99. Do the complete job for the right price. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course is Sacramento's #1 course for fun. Players love Bartley Kavanaugh's fun design and great mixture of holes. Near the banks of the Sacramento River, Bartley Kavanaugh's moderately sized greens and generous fairway landing areas make for an affordable and fun round of golf. Bartley Kavanaugh offers a great pro shop, help planning your tournament or wedding, and a relaxing outdoor veranda for a cold beverage or a tasty meal. For tee times, visit BartleyKavanaugh.com. It's Sacramento's #1 course for fun.
When was the last time you heard of a new car for only $298 a month? How about today at Elk Grove Kia? Your choice, 2023 Kia Forte GT or 2023 Kia Soul EX for only $298 a month. Incredible. With Elk Grove Kia's exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Why would you buy anywhere else? Worried about credit? Elk Grove Kia specializes in helping folks get the credit they deserve. No credit, little credit, bad credit, no problem. Bankruptcies, foreclosures, repos, no problem. Looking for the hard-to-find models, Tellurides, K5s, EV6s? Check us out online at elkgrovekia.com or come see us at the Elk Grove Auto Mall today. 2023 Kia Soul EX 298 plus tax 48 month lease $31.95 customer cash to assigning residual of $15,603.80 based on 10K per year 20 cents per mile over payment based on 01740 plus FICO score subject to Kia finance approval. This payment GTA 858 2023 Kia Forte GT 298 plus tax 36 month lease $39.95 customer cash to assigning residual of $13,140 based on 10K per year payment at 01740 plus FICO score subject to Kia finance approval. This payment GTA 8581 both expires 3/31/23.
2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. Hands up. No fouls. No fouls. Yes. Great job. Timeout. Hello, Sacramento, and all you listeners, it's Doug Christie here for the Good Feet Store. Did you know that when your feet are not properly supported, your whole body can become misaligned, causing pain in your feet, knees, hips, or back? Good Feet arch supports are designed to support all 4 arches of the foot, placing the feet in their ideal pain-relieving position and aligning the body from the feet up. Good Feet arch supports come in a wide range of over 300 styles, flexibilities, and sizes, so customers can be be precisely fit with the art supports that meets their personal needs. It's one reason why Good Feet art supports are only available at the Good Feet store. Visit the Good Feet store now for a free personalized art support fitting and then take them for a walk. Experience for yourself the pain-relieving comfort, balance, and support of Good Feet. In Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KHTK AM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your home for the Sacramento Kings.
It's Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, and Kevin Huerter combined for 86 points last night, but it wasn't enough as Giannis, Khris Middleton, and Brook Lopez combined for 100.
And Milwaukee has continued their domination of the Kings, winning for a 14th consecutive time, dating back a little over 7 years. The final score is 133-124.
The Kings will have another opportunity to get back in the win column tomorrow night in Chicago. It was a big day for the 49ers as NFL free agency opened up yesterday. San Francisco continued to bolster their already league-leading defense by adding Eagles defensive tackle Javon Hargrave to a 4-year, $84 million deal, including $40 million guaranteed, and finding some quarterback insurance as former number 3 overall pick Sam Darnold signed a 1-year deal with the team. Jimmy Garoppolo has found a new home as he'll be the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders next season, agreeing to a 3-year, $67.5 million deal. You can catch up on all the latest NFL free agency news at SactownSports.com. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Now with only 23 seconds left, it is all but formally over. Milwaukee with the 8-point lead, 132-124. Difference between the clocks is 1 second. Now, we've got Trey Lyles and Brook Lopez, and we've got a melee. They've all crowded together, and they've come over and now leaning up against the media scorers table. You can't leave the bench. I didn't see what happened there, but Brook Lopez, his fire was lit.
About to be lit.
I don't think G-Man that he liked the foul that Lyles because he thought the game was over, and obviously they took exception to that foul that Lyles took there.
Who's that?
Who is that?
Lopez now coming back over toward the Milwaukee bench, and he is still barking back up the floor. The ball game is decided. The officials will huddle here and confer and talk about any punitive action.
Well, there was punitive action for both Brook Lopez and number 41.
Yes.
That's the second time in a week that Trey Lyles has been disrespected with his name.
That's why he's fighting mad.
Jamal Crawford called him Kevin Lyles on the TNT broadcast halftime, and now Bill Kennedy couldn't even remember his name, so he's called him number 41. Like, honestly, in what world does he not just say Lyles?
Or just that guy?
Yeah, over the guy, the Kings player guy.
It's not like he has a hard last name to pronounce either.
Right. Lyles. It's not hard. So let's run through this.
Okay.
Time's running out. Giannis has the ball. He's dribbling. He dribbles. And as he dribbles, instead of just dribbling the ball out in place, he dribbles across and cuts right in front of and makes contact with Trey Lyles.
Yes.
Who's walking kind of towards the bench off the floor. Game's over. Trey Lyles takes exception to that, as he should. It's just kind of with Giannis, it's playful, but it's also a little disrespectful. It's not like he insulted his mother or anything, but it's just one of those things you don't do. And if you're one of those, generally neckbeards out there like, well, then just play defense if you don't like it. It's just, hey, listen, guess what? In professional sports, sometimes there's things you do and don't do. Sorry, it's just the way it is. So Lyles takes exception to that. So he goes to try to kind of steal the ball from Giannis, who pulls it away. He fouls him and then just kind of gives him a little bit of a shove. All right. So that's the start of it. Brook Lopez does exactly what Brook Lopez is supposed to do. He comes over and he gets in Trey Lyles' face because that's your superstar. Lopez, along with Bobby Portis, are the two main enforcers on that team. And quite frankly, I'm really glad it was Brook Lopez and not Bobby Portis. Not that Brook Lopez is a pushover, but Bobby Portis will straight kill you. So I'm afraid of Bobby Portis. You know who else is afraid of Bobby Portis? Well, who was it? Was it Andres Nocioni? No, who was it?
Mirotic.
Oh, my God. Still, that story scares me. Bobby, don't screw with Bobby is my point.
That's part of the mill.
That's the mill.
You
Don't
mess with the mill, you get grinded. You get grinded.
So don't mess with the mill. Don't mess with Brook Lopez. So Brook Lopez does what he's supposed to do. He gets in Trey Lyles' face. Now, I don't know what happens or why what happened. I don't know what happened. He could have said, excuse me, don't do that, please. Or he could have insulted the guy's mother. Or he obviously said something to Trey Lyles, who seems incredibly mild-mannered. He said something to Trey Lyles that was a big no-no, and Trey Lyles went for the force choke on Brook Lopez, who is not small. By the way, does that officially put an end to any Brook Lopez slams and fisticuffs, please? Now that Brook Lopez is actually an enemy of Sacramento.
Maybe this was Trey Lyles retroactively sticking up for Slamson.
I'm here for that.
It's one of the great memories in the 100 years of Kings basketball.
One of the top 100, that's for sure. So Lopez gets in Lyles' face. Lyles chokes Lopez, and it's on. Also, if you look at the replays, you notice Giannis has no part of it. Giannis is just watching and just kind of doing his thing. Drew Holiday goes and kind of boxes out De'Aaron Fox at the scorer's table. Sabonis is right there in the middle. Everybody kind of skirmishes over at the scorer's table. And you got coaches. Doug, by the way, also, if you want to go back and Zabruder film the tape, when Doug Christie gets in there, a lot of the shoving stops. All it really was, I mean, listen, a punch wasn't thrown.
Right.
But grabbing a man by the neck, grabbing anybody by the neck is not to be taken lightly. That's not even a face shove, dude. That's a choke. I guess the thing that people should probably, just the nuts and bolts of it, Lyles is going to be gone for at least a game, if not two. I think he does get suspended. Listen, dude, he choked the guy.
Okay.
I think that's at least a 1-game suspension, maybe 2.
I'd be shocked at 2. I don't even know if he's going to get 1, but we'll see.
I mean, listen, I don't know for a fact. I just generally, you put your hands around a person's neck in the NBA, but it's going to be
I mean, the league, to me, honestly, sometimes I've said this before, I feel like they spin the wheel of suspensions because I don't think these are the same thing. If I was an NBA player and took a swing, it's generally a game. If I left the bench, it's a game.
Yes.
So, I wouldn't say this, but swing away.
Sure.
No, what's the difference?
Right.
I don't. One seems way more critical than the other, but
sucks. There are people, and understandably, Kings fans that aren't happy with it because of the possibility that Lyles will miss a game or two, and these are very important games. I'm sorry, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it not because I enjoy fighting in the NBA, but we've asked all year about the team and the dog in it. Is there a dog in it? Are there dogs on this team? Are they going to get pushed around? Are they just too nice? De'Aaron Fox smiles and likes to play video games, and Domantas Sabonis smiles and, does his thing with his perfect hair. And Harrison Barnes is quiet and mild-mannered and the Black Falcon. And Keegan Murray is the softest spoken guy in the league. And Kevin Huerter has red hair. I don't know, whatever excuses you might come up with. Are there any dogs on this team? Well, we just found out last night there's some dogs on the team, and Trey Lyles is a dog. So I'm here for it because I'm here for part of that message that it sends. Because I have news for you. Once the playoffs begin, this won't be – you think if we play the Warriors in the playoffs, there's not going to be skirmishes? You think if we play the Warriors or the Suns or whoever, I can promise you There's going to be a hard foul on De'Aaron. They're going to be leaning on on Domantas Sabonis. This team will have its toughness tested. And it goes back to the old story of, I'm going to get this wrong, but I want to say it was Red Auerbach who took, Bill Russell was getting elbowed he was getting cut up all the time down low. And I want to say it was Red Auerbach. I could be wrong. Said, Bill, you got to throw an elbow. Well, Bill was pretty much a pacifist. He didn't want to throw an elbow.
Right.
He said, next time we're on national TV, throw one elbow and you won't ever have to do it again. And sure enough, Russell threw an elbow. I forget who it was against, cut him wide open, whoever it was.
I think the Seagram Royals.
Yeah, it might have been.
Combined name at the time.
And Bill Russell got left alone because the message got sent. When it comes to blame, I don't really blame anyone. But again, the only thing egregious, and even then it's not a huge deal, but Giannis was the one that lit the flame on this. He did the no-no thing, and then Trey Lyles did the thing he was supposed to do to show that they're not punks, but again, whatever. And then Brook Lopez did what he was supposed to do, which was come over and get in Trey Lyles' face, and then he said something to Trey Lyles, and Trey Lyles did what he was supposed to do, which was not be a punk. And so it's like no harm, some fouls.
Yeah, generally to me, the league kind of in punishment or in officiating or whatever, it's who escalated things. I mean, honestly, the start of it is Giannis. Now, let's say Giannis did that to Keegan.
Right.
I don't think Keegan pushes him. I don't think he fouls him.
No.
I think it was weird. I don't understand why Giannis did it. I think there was some gamesmanship showing you up. I don't know. I don't think he had like real ill intention. But it's like, I'm going to just dribble over here and dribble right in front of you. I know you guys aren't fouling. The game's over. Like Lyles was taking his jersey out. Like,
right.
It was like the universal. It's over.
Could have been called for a delay of game right there again.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, all right. And then it was, hey, what are you doing? I don't like this. Now, to me, Lyles was the one that elevated this, that instigated more.
Yes.
But to your point, like after that, okay, you push. They didn't like to push. Well, then I'm going to get in your face. Well, I don't like you getting in my face. And then here we go. I'm glad it wasn't anything worse than that. I think it was really much ado about nothing. But, you know, I know what Mike Brown, and you played the clip earlier, like, look, we're not going to back down from anybody. I agree with that. But sometimes, you know, like, was it a year or two ago when Alex Len and maybe a CJ McCollum and everyone's like, yeah, Alex Len's not going to take any of this.
Right.
I mean, sometimes I think we make a big deal. Kings aren't fighting people. They're not going to be in a fight.
No.
So, I don't know.
Well, could this also have been to a lesser extent? Somebody has said this on the text line. I mean, is this kind of I don't know, just the Weber hip check to John Stockton?
I didn't think so.
Going too far?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's Mike Brown.
100%. You know, I don't know what happened, but so we ain't taking no from nobody. Trust me on that. And they all gonna have each other's back in there. That don't mean we gonna go out there and start something. We're not, but we're gonna stand up for ourselves and each other.
Okay. Well, Dungeons and Dragons playing Mike Brown. Because we're not going to take anything from anyone. Also, I want to remind everybody on the text line and also on the YouTube chat, just a public service announcement to help you out. The consultants say the number one thing people want is to be informed. Giannis does not have an apostrophe. There's no apostrophe in Giannis.
That's one to grow on.
It's not Yanni apostrophe S. It's Giannis. That's all. We'll take a break. When we come back, all right, let's look ahead. 5 games and 7 nights for your Sacramento Kings. Let's take a look. This isn't the stretch they just got done with, but they are on the road. Good or bad thing? We'll get to that next on Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Harrison Barnes is Sactown Sports.
He's got the bucket at the buzzer. Harrison Barnes.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Harrison Barnes, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader. Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Last night's Bucks-Kings game. Story is up on Sactown Sports, along with Domantas Sabonis being named Western Conference Player of the Week. And inside, Jimmy Garoppolo going to the Las Vegas Raiders. Welcome back. We are here all the way till 10 a.m. Do we have in-house or out-of-house, Chris, today?
I believe Khris still out of house.
Okay, so Khris will join us for a little crosstalk and news and notes and celebrity birthdays.
By the way, sneak preview on celebrity birthdays.
Yeah.
Top 5 edition.
Yeah. Top 5?
Yeah, good batch.
Anyone turning 100?
Kings.
We probably shouldn't talk about it then. Not a big deal.
Some people that are close.
Let's get to the poll question.
Well, the Kings made it to 100, but Betty White couldn't.
Damn it, Khris. We were all ready for the quiet
live studio audience.
Poll question: should the fact the Kings franchise turns 100 this season, the first NBA team to do so, be more of a big deal? We now have 438 votes in. 76% say yes, and it doesn't. And that's not going to change either y'all's minds.
No, because we go to the YouTube chat, which is a much more balanced, fair place than your personal Twitter following.
Please.
Over there with your state media, North Korea.
Get out of here.
No. 58% say
I agree
no.
with Jay.
You guys in your echo chambers.
Again, how are we celebrating 100 years of an NBA team when the NBA is not 100?
Well, no, we're celebrating 100 years of the franchise. Okay. No, we're not celebrating 100 years of the NBA team. It's 100 years of the Kings, Royals, Seagrams, Seagrams.
Rolls off the tongue.
I just want shirts.
I want all that on the shirt.
I just want shirts.
Okay.
Then go get them made.
You go get them made.
You can make all the money. Why are you trying to make the Kings all the money when you have the potential?
I want the, you know what they should have had? They should have had a jersey with 100 on it. You know, like when somebody dies and you got their initials, put the 100 on it.
So is 100 a bigger deal to you, or in 2 years when it's 40 in Sacramento, bigger deal? Or 12 when it's 50 in Sacramento?
The Sacramento ones are going to be a bigger deal because I'm a honk. But if I'm being non-biased.
And wouldn't you say more marketable?
40 more marketable than 100?
40 years in Sacramento versus 100 years where like over half of it was not spent here.
100 right on the breast of the jersey.
That's selling jerseys.
100.
I got it.
What?
You said you're getting a tattoo if the Kings win the championship. They get it. Homage to the 100 years.
You want me to? Oh, look at this.
No?
Oh, no. I'll answer your question in a second. Breaking news on Twitter, as a matter of fact. Oh, interesting. Our TV partner, KCRA, Lisa Gonzalez. We will make it a big deal. I promise, Dave. They're on it. You saying our TV partners are stupid? Are you?
I'm saying you have influence.
I have no influence.
And I'm saying local news is, and rightfully so, looking for stories.
Yeah.
The other day, there was a report on the world's largest tongue on local news. So, yeah.
That was a mouthful.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
The world's largest tongue?
Yes.
But that had an audience.
See?
See?
Your RV tour through the, 5 cities this team has been played in 100 years?
I love Omaha.
Sure. Omaha!
Rochester, don't know anything about it.
Love this time of year.
Kansas City, barbecue.
Right.
Omaha.
Where else?
Cincy.
Cincinnati, I'll eat that chili on the spaghetti.
And before that?
And then Sacramento.
Before all that?
What? Rochester. No?
For the first whatever years? 50? 40?
Will you drink some Seagrams?
Yeah.
No, you won't.
No, they were the Rochester Seagrams.
Okay. So it's just been Rochester, Cincinnati.
I think so.
Kansas City.
Was this a track?
Kansas City,
Omaha. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, I think so. Rochester, Kansas City, Omaha, Cincinnati, Sacramento. Not in that order, obviously. Also, if it wasn't for Seagrams, we wouldn't have this.
Look here. Seagulls, golden wine cooler, Seagulls, golden wine cooler, it's wet and it's dry, golden wine cooler.
We wouldn't have Bruce Willis?
We wouldn't have this great Bruce Willis song.
Okay.
5 games in 7 nights for your 100-year-old Sacramento Kings. Starting tomorrow, 5-7 for just the second time this season, and they open the roadie at Chicago. Now, let's just start out with this off the top and go around the horn. At Chicago, at Brooklyn, at Washington, at Utah, home Boston. What should they do? What will they do if it's different numbers? Jason, what should they and or will they do on this road trip?
I see the totality of the 5 with Boston being the second night of a back-to-back at home, to end it. I'm going to go 3-2.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. 3-2.
I see Boston being trouble, and I see Brooklyn being trouble.
Boston's struggling a little bit, though.
They have some weird losses. Lost to the Rockets last night, 3 times this year to the Magic.
Yeah, what is going on with the Celtics?
Gave up 150 one night to
And how frantic
OKC.
is Nick Cattles? Is he melting down? Is he? Is anyone? Is he? I'll bet you. Come on.
Might be.
Boston fans.
They just lost assistant coach Damon Stoudemire.
Right. Boston fans lose their, not that, to be fair, not that other fans don't, but Some about Boston fans who have like literally 74 championships in the last 20 years. It's like, I honestly bet you somewhere in Boston sports radio right now, somebody's questioning whether or not Joe Mazzulla has what it takes. Has he worn out his welcome in Boston, and should he be fired?
Fired.
Should he be
fired?
Expired. All right. I have him 3-2.
Okay.
But when you look at, for example, the Chicago Bulls, they have won 2 in a row. I don't know. I'm trying to find reasonings here. But those one of those 2 in a row was a 117-96 victory in Denver over the Nuggets.
Chicago, to me, has been a puzzle. They're more talented than their record. They're really disappointing. 31-36. When you got Levine and Vooch and DeRozan, Caruso. I mean, there's more talent. Yeah.
Yeah, they're starting Patrick Beverley, Alex Caruso, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic. That is and bringing guys like Patrick Williams and Andre Drummond off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a tough team.
DeSumno, Kobe White. Like, they should be better. I don't know. I remember when they were here, that was a long time ago. That looked to be the most disinterested team. Like, they didn't look like they liked each other at all when they were here.
Yeah, and I don't get it. Like, usually that means that tells me Billy Donovan's going at the end of the year. Like, that's usually a coach culture thing.
Yeah.
Like, Billy Donovan's got to go because he's been there for a minute. This is what I think his third third season, and like you said, they're a lot better. That game scares me a little bit. I would take the Kings, but that game scares me just a little bit. Honestly, I don't know that there's one you could really roll over here at Brooklyn, depending on the night Mikal Bridges has.
Yeah. Everybody wrote them off. They basically have the same record as the Kings.
Yeah.
And they've been without KD and Kyrie now for a while. They've kind of figured it out the way they're playing. I mean, they're 39-29. I mean, that's a good team.
39-29. And like you said, pretty much the same record as the Sacramento Kings. And let's see, they're also, they're 19-12 at home, which is kind of fairly close to what the Kings are on the road. Then you go into Washington, which should be a victory, but Washington beat them here.
Yeah, badly.
Yeah,
that was one of the worst games of the year for the Kings.
Yeah, it wasn't great, and not for nothing, but Washington's 31-37. They're not 5-90, and they have lost 3 in a row. And then you go to Utah.
Played 2 great games with the Jazz this year.
Wonderful games, and they escaped out of Utah with that win. And then you finish out in Boston or
come home for Boston.
Yeah. Or come home for Boston, excuse me. And honestly, if there's one team, like I said, it seems like Milwaukee, Boston, Philly are the 3 teams that just can make the Kings look silly.
Yeah, that one's also like a schedule one where you've just played 4 on the road in a short time span, and you come home the very next night you're playing Boston. So 5 and 7 nights. Only happened one other time this year, so they try to avoid that around the league, but the Kings had 2 of them.
Our guy in the YouTube chat has the Kings sweeping the road trip and then losing to Boston at home. I'd be fine with that.
I would sign up for that right now.
I do not think that'll happen, but also this is yet another test for the Kings as they lose to Milwaukee. It does not get easier, and as of right now, they are not the 2. They are the 3 seed, which means if the season ended today, it's the Kings and the Clippers. Yeah.
Yikes. There was someone at the arena the other day. Oh, I'd love for them to play the Clippers. They've owned the Clippers. I said, you realize those 2 games, the Kings won by 1 point.
Right.
176-175 in double overtime. The other one here was a thriller, won by 1. I mean, and 1, they played them without Kawhi and Paul George. So yes, they've won 3 of 4, but I would not go with own the Clippers would not be my answer to that.
I would not either. Yeah. That's and again, you're getting postseason Kawhi.
Yeah, I would not want that as a first-round matchup.
No, because guess what? They're all playing, and they're all playing all the minutes.
Yep.
Everything they've saved up for, and now it's the Clippers on full release.
Yeah, and here's one thing for Earl. He's right. I mean, Zubats didn't play. He's a big deal for them. He's back, and I think he would make a big difference.
Let's look ahead at tonight in the NBA. We have some more sound to get to as well as we chug on towards the end of the program. News and notes, celebrity birthdays, and we'll cross it over to Chris Watkins tonight in the NBA next.
You wanted more Niners? Sactown Sports delivered in the biggest way. Catch every Niners game right here on the new home for 49ers football in Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Tuesday forecast starts out wet, and it's going to get windy as we head through middle of the day into the early afternoon. Plan for winds gusting 40 to 50 miles an hour, steady and heavy rain through early afternoon. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Treat yourself to a new car in the new year. Shop Folsom Lake Kia for your favorite Kia model. Low interest rates, low payments, even zero down deals with approved credit. Over 20 years right here in Sacramento. That's Folsom Lake Kia.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on select essential accessories plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer WetJet. With Swiffer WetJet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
Family-owned Clark & Rush, celebrating 60 years of serving Sacramento. It's time to convert your gas water heater and furnace to electric. Just turn to the experts at Clark & Rush and Carrier. We electrify more homes than any other contractor in Sacramento. Plus, we'll help you get up to $6,500 in utility rebates. We'll even do the paperwork. Call or visit clark-rush.com.
Smart energy savings is what we do. Clark and Rush.
Call 916-245-2829.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, Maria in Miami, and Jules in Troy, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with high-quality supplies for every industry, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Folks, there's a fast break with the game on the line. He dribbles down the court, passes ahead for the alley-oop, and it's caught for a slam dunk.
Do you need an assist? Regain and optimize your performance. See what Pacific Men's Clinic can do to make your love life the best it can be. Pacific Men's Clinic's safe and pain-free, clinically proven procedure breaks up plaque and stimulates the growth of healthy new blood vessels. Call for your free consultation now at 916-545-7577. That's 916-545-7577.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
How do you pick the golf balls you play? Is it by price? Or do you play the ball your favorite player uses? Golf balls come in many different designs and materials, and some are suited for your game, while others might make it tougher on you. Swixon recognizes some of us want a longer ball, while others are looking for a ball that spins. That's why they've created their custom ball fitter online. A series of questions about you and your game will result in a recommendation that should work well for you. The fitter suggested the Z-Star ball for me based on my swing speed, length off the tee, importance of spin to my game, and more. The Z-Star is a low compression ball with an extremely soft feel. I like the feel around the greens and off the putter, and it's still pretty long off the tee. For swing speeds over 100 miles an hour, the Z-Star X would be your choice. Both balls were rated maximum 5 stars in the 2022 Golf Digest Hot List for performance, innovation, and feel. Check it out at Swixon.com or look for them at your local pro shop. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
If you are like the thousands of people that take advantage of March for replacing your heating and cooling system, then this message is for you. Hi, I'm Mario, owner of Attic Command Heating and Air, and March is the most popular month for replacing old, inefficient heating and cooling systems because of milder temperatures and end-of-winter rebates. If you've even contemplating replacing your old AC system, act now. Take advantage up to 5 years of interest-free financing and 10-year warranties. I know, it sounds way too good to be true, but it is true. 10 years of worry-free operation, but you have to book online today at atticcommandhvac.com. Attic Command Heating and Air.
Your insurance company has an adjuster, shouldn't you? Call 888-GREENSPAN. They handle major insured claims from collapsed and falling trees. They represent you, not your insurance company. When you go to court, you take a lawyer. When you have a claim, engage a private adjuster to level the playing field. Receive correct and fair insurance claim settlements for property damage. Call 888-GREENSPAN today. That's 888-473-6277. California DOI license number 2E11301.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, and Kevin Huerter combined for 86 points last night, but it wasn't enough as Giannis, Khris Middleton, and Brook Lopez combined for 100.
And Milwaukee has continued their domination of the Kings, winning for a 14th consecutive time, dating back a little over 7 years. The final score is 133-124.
The Kings will have another opportunity to get back in the win column tomorrow night in Chicago. It was a big day for the 49ers as NFL free agency opened up yesterday. San Francisco continued to bolster their already league-leading defense by adding Eagles defensive tackle Javon Hargrave to a 4-year, $84 million deal, including $40 million guaranteed, and finding some quarterback insurance as former number 3 overall pick Sam Darnold signed a 1-year deal with the team. Jimmy Garoppolo has found a new home as he'll be the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders next season, agreeing to a 3-year, $67.5 million deal. You can catch up on all the latest NFL free agency news at SactownSports.com. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Because no matter how young that King group is, no matter how unexperienced they may have for us when it comes down to the postseason, they have old souls. And Mike Brown is doing a hell of a job right now. And when I watch this team, they play agenda-free basketball. Keegan Murray is one of the rookies, I haven't seen a rookie like him in the last 10 years. I haven't seen a rookie like him in the last 10 years. And then they have a leader that we don't talk about enough. And I'm not talking about De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis. I'm talking about Harrison Barnes. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching Denver go down the slope right now. They done lost 3 in a row. Jokic can't guard a chair. And I'm looking at the Sacramento Kings steady rising and rising and rising. And I'm looking how inconsistent the Western Conference is. 1, the Sacramento Kings going to the Western Conference Finals. But 2, the Golden State Warriors, their championship days are over.
Accountability. And I just want to be accountable for some things that I said at the trade deadline last year. Now, in the context of the trade deadline, I didn't like the trade. I should not have used the word malpractice, and I apologize for that. I apologize for that to the Sacramento Kings fan base. I apologize for that to Monty McNair. This trade has turned into a win-win. Now, team struggled last year. I think they were 5-9 or 5-10 with Sabonis once after post-trade. What they did this offseason, they bring in Mike Brown. They add a ton of shooting. Kevin Huerter. They add Malik Monk. They draft Keegan Murray. They put the ball exclusively in De'Aaron Fox's hands. They use Sabonis as a hub. This offense, number 1 offense in the league, historical offense. It is so fun to watch. And so much of that has been the offseason. But I was wrong. And I'll acknowledge that. I love watching this team play.
They're the best offense in the league. I mean, that's not nothing. They're the best at a certain thing. Now, whether you say in the playoffs, will that hold up? I don't know. But they're averaging 121.1 points a game. They're first in offensive rating. The Fox clutch numbers, which we have mentioned a few times on this podcast and on your podcast, are officially just ridiculous. He scored 20% more points, just points, than anyone else in the last 5 minutes of a game. He's shooting 54%. So if I'm just looking at 2 things, how good are they offensively? Well, regular season, they're the best. Do they have 2 awesome players? I would say Fox and Sabonis. Sabonis is definitely going to be third-team All-NBA. I think Fox has a real case for second or third-team All-NBA. We can talk about that later. So they have the 2 players. They have shooting, and they have a real home court advantage, and they have real success now, like going 37-20 over a 57-game span, which is 2/3 of the season. That's a 55-win pace. So they're 11 points better than everyone else in the league in the clutch. And I got to say, eye test-wise, doesn't that add up? So to me, it feels real.
Hey, look at that.
So that was Bill Simmons right there.
Yeah.
Along with Ryan Russillo on their podcast. Go check it out. It starts right out with, basically, should we buy the Sacramento Kings being a real Western Conference contender? And they spent about the first 10, 15 minutes talking about that. Before that was J.J. Redick apologizing for what he had said about the Sabonis trade, calling it malpractice. And he's not the only one. We mentioned Jalen and Jacoby earlier, and I have not heard their apology. And then before that, we played at the end of the show yesterday. It was Kendrick Perkins saying he thinks the Kings are going to go to the Western Conference Finals. And none of that means anything. It's not going to help the Kings on the floor, and it doesn't guarantee a playoff berth even. But really kind of a national media coming out day. The only the sadder thing was, listen, I guess I can't really shake a stick at Warriors Phoenix. But again, in retrospect, what if the networks would have rather, you got Milwaukee and Sacramento versus San Francisco and Phoenix. Of course, they're going to win. Better game.
Well, also they're at that time too. That was already scheduled, but they're also thinking, oh wow, we got Curry and we got Durant. Now, Curry played. Durant did not, but that's still a good game.
It was.
Yeah,
it was. Let me see. I should never do the sunscreen phone calls. Hey, Sean.
Yo, what's up? My uncle's from another mother, man. How y'all living out there?
Good, brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing, man. I did want to comment on some of the national shine, man. As much as I love the apologies, hey, this bandwagon's full, man. We've been riding this thing all year round, and just because these national media folks want to come around, so at the last 20 games of the season and finally give us our roses, we could do without it, man. We love this underdog as we want to ride this all the way to the ship. I did want to ask y'all a real quick question because I respect y'all views. What do you think of the interior defense? Is there anything that is just, scaring you guys going into these playoffs as far as Giannis walking into the lane like he had an RSVP and a red carpet last night? And would you like to have seen Trey Lyles get in their face about 6 minutes earlier to try to get him to, not completely berate us on the inside? And before I let y'all go, man, shout out my boy Jesse, man. He's going through some things right now. Big surgery plan for March Madness, so he's going to be laying up watching that from the hospital bed. So y'all keep it real peasy out there.
Thank you. And Jesse, good luck.
Thinking of you, Jesse.
Thinking of you. And I guess if you're going to have a big surgery, March Madness is the time. This is a true story. And I don't know what kind of surgery Jesse's having, and we're all pulling for him. This is actually a true story. Did you know March is by far the most popular month for vasectomies?
I did not.
You can 100% look it up. It is by far the most popular month for vasectomies, and they attribute that to March Madness being on TV. That's the time people take the time off. And anyways, the interior defense scares me. The Kings are going to have to do it more with scheme and a hands-on deck. That's where Jordy Fernandez and company really come in handy, when they're switching to zone, when they're doubling and not doubling, more importantly, at certain points. But they don't have, defensive stoppers in the interior. That's just not how it's going to be with this roster.
No, and they do it in a couple other different ways. They take some charges. They try to get some steals, try to do clean the glass and get rebounds. That's a point of attack. And when you get into a series, people are going to go after your weaknesses. I mean, that's just what you do, and you got to do your best part to cover it up. So, that will be an area of concern, but all that's been there all year, and they're 40-27 and sitting nicely in the third seed. So they've been able to handle it in a regular season. Will they be able to handle it in the postseason?
In the YouTube chat, speaking of bandwagons, what'd y'all think of the We're Up Kings promos? I noticed that yesterday. They're playing these promos, and the slogan is We're Up. It's not as good as 100th year anniversary, but
that's coming next.
Honestly, I thought they were well done. I was trying to place the voice. I couldn't. I don't know if that's just rando voice or if it's somebody we should know. Let's get to tonight's games. Nuggets in Toronto taking on the Raptors, 46-22, and the Nuggets looking to kind of right the ship a little bit. Also, it is worth noting with Jokic being the presumptive MVP, he's at exactly 10 assists, right? Exactly 10.0 assists. So kind of a season-long triple-double watch, if you will, for Jokic. The Lakers visit the Pelicans. Golly, are we at the point where we're rooting for the Pelicans?
Maybe. I mean, both are 33 and 35. Both are the 9-10, and actually 33 and 35 as well for OKC. And if Dallas were to, they're 34 and 35. That's all really, really close down there.
Yeah, I knew it. I feel like a moron. Thank you, guys. Hassan Minaj is the voice. I knew that was
Is it? I didn't know that.
Place the voice. Okay. Of course, it's Hassan Minaj. Jeez, well done. Thank you, everybody. That was bugging the heck out of me. Thunder host the Nets, whatever.
Okay.
Spurs host the Magic, whatever. Milwaukee in Phoenix.
Yes.
7 o'clock. Milwaukee favored by 1.5 in this one in the Valley of the Sun.
Okay.
Both teams on a second night of a back-to-back. But the Suns were, Suns were in San Francisco last night, were they not? Yeah. Oh, wow. Interesting. The miracle of modern aviation, Jason, makes it possible.
Yes.
They were both playing games in different cities last night. Wouldn't it have been easier, by the way, Kings are on the road. Why not just have the Suns and Bucks meet up in Sacramento? All the Suns have to do is take a bus ride.
Right.
It's a lot easier than this.
Yeah.
So Kings looking for a little bit of help. We are back to being Bucks fans tonight.
For sure.
Possibly Pelican fans. No, just for the heck of it, we're Raptor fans.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of energy expanded on being a fan base that goes from team to team to team. The source of that, American Energy Heating and Air. Yeah, that's right. America. $2,500 off. Oh, boy, I slur that one. $2,500 off a new HVAC whole home installation. Yeah. 0% financing. Payment plan options available. There is just no reason to keep putting off making your home a place of comfort for you and your family. Plus, get a free whole home air purification option on select systems. It's a limited time. Hey, this isn't going to last forever. So you better get down there. Don't settle with a high quote from the other guys. Get a free quote on your system from your second opinion partner, American Energy Heat and Air. And if you allow me just 30 seconds in this promo, is me talking off script and bullet points now. Guys, it's the middle of March. Now is 100% the time you want your HVAC system looked at. You do not want the HVAC system. Although it seems impossible now, I have news for you, being a lifelong Sacramento. It will reach 100 degrees this summer multiple times. That is not the time to look at your HVAC system because that's when everybody's super busy. Right now, when it's cold and rainy outside, now's the time to check it out. And by the way, now's the time to save a bunch of money. American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. 916-520-9990. It's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. You tell me good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you. Hey, listen, tonight in the NBA, we got that out of the way. Coming up next, celebrity birthdays. Jason says it's a good one, news and notes, and we'll visit with Khris Walk. It's all coming up on Sactown Sports.
It's Cattles and Rami.
Anytime, anywhere. Not even just at the Kings game. At a restaurant, start a Light the Beam chant at your local watering hole.
That's a completely different world.
Church, whatever. It's a call to other Kings fans is what it is. The Light the Beam chant. Stop it. Let people have fun. Why are you and Mike Brown wet blankets?
We're not wet blankets.
You're a little bit wet blanket.
We're not wet blankets.
A little bit.
Don't call me a wet blanket.
Light the Beam anytime.
Cattles and Robbie. Weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
The clock is ticking. Get off the bench and head down to Fasteners Tool Outlet, where you'll find the lowest prices on Milwaukee power tools and so much more. Why pay more at a big box store? Get a triple-double at Fasteners Tool Outlet with weekly and monthly offers, including up to 50% off select hand tools, batteries, power tools, and fasteners. Whether you're looking for a Festool sander, a Saws top table saw, or a Milwaukee impact driver, Fasteners Tool Outlet has the tools you need to do the job. Make a slam dunk with Fasteners Tool Outlet, 6701 Power Ed Road, or on the web at fastenersinc.net.
Thanks to the Xfinity 10G network, my little brother's friends won't leave our house. When I was their age, internet with basically no interruptions was a pipe dream.
You sound like my grandpa.
Now through March 21st, new customers can get 1 gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network. It's just $30 a month for 2 years when you add mobile with unlimited data. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton & Price in your corner. When you call Ashton & Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions, not available in all areas. Hey, small business owner, when's the last time you checked your workers' comp rate? For many small businesses, workers' comp insurance is one of their biggest costs. But some don't check their rate often. Did you know rates can vary? In fact, taking 3 minutes to check your rate with Pi Insurance could save you up to 30%. Just go to trypi.com, share a few details about your business, and get a quote that's customized for you with no hassle or hidden fees. We know you're busy, but spending just a few minutes to check your rate could save you money. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey! Welcome back. Hey, Khris Watkins. Hey!
What is up?
How you feeling, buddy?
I feel great. Again, I feel like I can run down the street, no problem. And feeling good. Yeah, in the rain. Why not? I cannot stand the rain. It'll probably make me run faster.
I don't know how much you guys remember last year in the NBA, but you know what was a big theme? Do you remember the big theme of the NBA last year?
No.
Their 75th anniversary. Remember that? 75.
Of the NBA.
The NBA.
Yeah.
You know who else celebrated 75? Fender Guitars. Walt Disney World this year, 50th anniversary.
Okay.
Betty Crocker, 100 years of Betty Crocker. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Southwest Airlines, 50-year anniversary. Boy, they celebrated great this year. Ooh.
They went nuts.
Starbucks, 50th anniversary.
Really?
These aren't even 100-year anniversaries, except the Betty Crocker part. And the whole point, if you missed this earlier, is I'm very angry that the king, Khris, you're the one making these beam rules and telling people how to.
I am not. I am not doing that.
I've been enjoying the comments so much. I pay for my king. Man, however I want.
People are upset at me like I'm legitimately going to come to your seat, shush you, and or kick you out if you start to light the beam chant. I was like, some person said, I don't know who made this guy the fun police. I agree. I don't know who made me the fun police. I missed that notification too.
Can I say, though, super fun bit, though, if somebody filmed you going to somebody in their seat, if they chant like the beamer and telling them to pipe down? That would be a really good bit. You can see that and more at sactownsports.com if we posted that. So this is the 100th. Did you know this, Khris? Did you know it's the 100th anniversary of the Kings franchise?
I did not know.
This year. Did you
See, nobody knew it.
That's right. And I am on a one-man crusade to make sure everyone, this is my new RV trip, as you said. 100 years of the Kings franchise, going all the way back to the Rochester Seagrams, founded in 1923, the oldest continuously running NBA team that exists. Did you know that? Older than the Celtics, older than the Knicks?
No, I did not know that.
You see that?
Hey, Khris, did you care?
Yeah, I also kind of don't care. That's like maybe like it's like maybe timeout video worthy, but
oh my god, that's that is so that is millennial-ish.
Wait.
So millennial-ish. I don't care.
The Seagrams get a welcome back video for the anniversary.
Yes. Well, according to Twitter, 725 votes now up. 74% believe the Kings should be making a very big deal out of this. 74. That is a landslide.
Jay, do we have updates on ours?
Yeah, the correct poll, Sactown Sports 1140's YouTube page, 57% say no.
Yeah, that's called the hate. I told you it was going to be skewed. Let's take the hater poll with 30 votes.
So let's go again with your personal state media poll and run with that.
Please.
Kim Jong-Dave.
The Smartmatic and Dominion just sued your poll. There's like 4 people that get that joke. I'm sorry. Today, is National Learn About Butterflies Day. It's a pretty caterpillar. Get over it, right? I mean, come on. Really? Butterfly? Although it is kind of cool that they changed into a butterfly. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just like a slimy caterpillar.
Take you to be anti-butterfly.
No, I think they're overrated. It's a flying caterpillar.
Are they rated?
Yeah, people are like, oh, butterflies.
They're beautiful.
I feel like I haven't heard about them a lot since I was a kid.
Hey, did you know it's the 100-year anniversary of the butterfly?
Today is...
But we don't celebrate it because it started out as a caterpillar.
Trevor Adams on the YouTube says he'll take the bigger... Oh, I can't highlight it. He'll take the bigger sample, Paul.
Trevor, no.
Trevor's correct.
I thought of butterflies.
Today is National Pie. Today is National Pie Day, but not that kind. PI 3.14. It's March 14th, National Pie Day. But while we're at it, let's pretend it was really National Awesome Pie Day. Favorite. Oh, we just did this, didn't we? Wasn't yours lime or something?
Oh, mud.
I'd like to amend mine, by the way.
Mud pie.
That was Jay's favorite pie over the weekend.
A lot more to pie, buddy.
What are you amending?
Pizza. Pizza's my favorite pie.
Yeah. Chicken pot.
I mean, okay, fine. Then I've got one too. If we're playing that game, if we're allowed to do that. Today's National Potato Chip Day.
Oh.
Do we have a favorite?
Yes. Favorite chip?
Yeah.
Champion.
I'm now thinking of the grandpa in Will Ferrell, the racing movie. Shut up, Chip.
Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights. Thank you. Chris Watkins, your favorite chip?
Probably
Chip.
Doritos or Hot Cheetos.
But no, it's got to be potato chip. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess just kettled potato chips. I'm not really a big Lay's guy. Lay's or Ruffles. Not really for me.
Ruffles are good. The Ridges are good because they're good with dips. Jay?
Just give me some OG Lay's Mesquite barbecue.
That was oddly specific. I also like Jason Ross's chips that he brings in every year.
The gimmick chips.
Oh, yeah. Those are great.
Where it's like biscuits and gravy chip.
Yeah. It's just something random.
Pineapple mango habanero chip. Yeah, give me a
Nike high top.
Right.
It's like always something weird.
Give me some I would say salt and pepper kettle chips.
Okay.
And did somebody tell me too?
Mine's oddly specific.
Salt and pepper. Well, I guess in kettle. You're right. Somebody told me today is National Take a Nap Day, although I don't see it on my list. But if it is,
count me in.
Huge nap hive.
Big nap hive here.
Chris, before we move on to celebrity birthdays, are you a beef stew guy?
No.
Oh, wow.
No.
What were you going to ask?
Not a big stew person. Not a big crock pot kind of guy.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. Something about the smell of it, the flavor. I don't know. I can do certain crock pot meats, but a stew of any kind, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It makes me feel like I'm on a boat or something. I don't know. It just feels like it's meant for oh, we really can't get anything else here.
So I'm on a boat with stew.
Not like a nice boat either. I'm talking.
Oh yeah, a dinghy,
like a castaway
with my Instapot.
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
All I can take is one thing with me on this boat. My crock pot.
My oars, my wheel, my trolling motor, and my crock pot.
Stew for weeks.
I did not expect Chris Watkins to be anti-stew and crock pot. Wow. Because of the smell.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we better move on to celebrity birthday.
Okay.
We better.
I told you it's a good batch.
Before you get to Chris and Co., but not. How long are we keeping the Co., by the way? I was asking that earlier, Chris. At some point, we just say, tune in for Chris.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's being workshopped right now.
Okay.
Brian thought I had a lot more friends than what I guess do.
Not with stew takes like that, bro.
Chris and Stew. Where's
People
Stew?
are quickly finding out why. It's mainly just Chris and not Co.
Hates Stuart Little. It's all stews.
Mm-hmm.
Who turned what today?
Happy birthday to Wardell Curry. Steph Curry.
Wardell Stephen Curry?
Yes.
Ward is 34 today. Don't hint me. He'll see it and he'll accuse me of cheating. I'm saying 34.
I have to recuse myself. I already saw this.
Okay, fine. And
Chris?
thank you for being honest for once.
I watched the game yesterday and they said he was 35. I don't know if that was them saying day
35.
before. I'm going to say 35.
35 is correct.
Okay.
Happy birthday to Olympic champion Simone Biles.
Simone Biles. Knock it off, Chris Berlod. Simone Biles. Oh, God. She's like 24.
Jay?
23.
She's got to be
Chris?
super young.
26.
26 is correct.
Wow.
Happy birthday to Quincy Jones.
Oh, greatest producer of all time.
Okay.
We were just talking about Rick
Wow.
Rubin today,
Shade
too.
of J. Mars.
Yeah, that's me.
I'll say 67. I don't know.
Quincy Jones, 84.
Yeah.
He's I'm going to say 80. I'm going to say 82.
90.
Woo!
Wow.
Happy birthday to
Barely off.
Michael Caine. Michael Caine.
Oh,
That's how you say it.
Yeah, you say Michael Caine.
That's how you say it. Michael
Yeah,
Caine.
Michael Caine.
Is Alfred in Batman?
Yes.
That's him.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, that's Michael Caine's big role.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Alfred and
Foremost.
Batman.
Yeah.
100%.
Life changing.
The life-changing role for Michael Caine. I'm going to say Michael Caine. By the way, favorite Michael Caine role for me? I can't remember.
Okay. How old
He
is
is 82. Oh,
Let's say
secondhand
Alfred
Lions.
is 85 for Alfred.
86.
Also 90 today.
Jeez, God, these people are all going to die soon.
Wow.
I'm
Happy
super
birthday.
sad about
Well,
that.
I got the
Celebrate their
complete opposite
100th.
out of that.
Happy birthday to William Crystal, also known as Billy.
Clippers fan, Billy Crystal.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Billy is 75.
Billy, 73.
72.
Billy is 75. Carmichael Dave, correct.
Ooh.
Happy birthday to Marvin Bagley, the third.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we
No,
asking
no.
about him, his knees?
Wow. If Marvin Bagley's
Jeez.
knees are 72. Marvin Bagley
Correct.
himself is he is 24.
Marvin Bagley, I believe, can officially rent a car today. He's 25.
I'll say 23.
And his house is
24, 25. He is 24. Carmichael Dave again.
Marvin Bagley, Hive.
Happy birthday to Grandmama, Larry Johnson.
LJ.
LJ. Oh, let's see. I'm going to say he's 59.
54.
I'll say 61.
54. J. Mars right on the button.
Wow, LJ.
Happy birthday. Rest in peace. One of my favorite players of all time, Kirby Puckett. How old would
Oh,
Kirby have
gosh. Kirby, I think Kirby would have been 67 today.
I'm going to say 62.
69.
been? 63 for Curbs.
Way too early.
Former number one draft pick in the NBA, Anthony Bennett.
Oh, AB.
Oh, man.
Anthony Bennett is 31.
Anthony Bennett is 30.
28.
Anthony Bennett has just reached his NBA prime at 30. He's been out of the league for about 6 years.
Oof.
Wow, that was a really bad number one.
Hey, good call.
Hey,
Also,
I like that call.
100. That's how old the Sacramento Kings franchise is as well.
But how old is your stew?
For Jay Mars, for Jason Ross, Chris Watkins, No-Co, coming up next right here on Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sactown Sports.